figure I'm since I held my everything until you moved forward, Johnny. I'm
Mhm.
next.
Yep, and
Okay,
I did my best to get the hell out of the way to unblock the door.
that was bizarre.
Moama again.
Hello
Yeah, me
again.
too. Hello, hello.
We hear you.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry,
Here we
our
got you.
internet dropped.
No, no worries.
Okay.
So it's
So,
Althea's go.
what
Yay.
did you hear what me say when I got into the room? I did a quick look around to see if there's anything of interest other than the two glowing green skulls.
Okay. So in the middle of this area, there's a big hole that goes downwards. There's a
Okay.
water flowing into it. You can hear distantly that it crashes into more water down below.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Don't step in that black area. That's the
Good to
hole.
know.
Hey.
I thought it was a big boulder, but good to know either way.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question. Where do I need to be to have flanking on these things? Or do I
Um, right now
currently?
you have flanking on this one.
Okay. All right, then that's the one that I will be striking at.
Wouldn't since she's got a 10-foot reach with that pole arm, would she be able to reach both of them?
She can attack this one, but it's
Oh, okay.
not
So
wouldn't be flanking.
okay, gotcha. Not perfectly aligned there. Okay,
Yeah, they're very small tokens.
got it. For very big things.
So let me target that one.
Using your hunter's mark.
Hmm?
I said you're targeting. I was wondering because you have hunter's mark, don't you?
I do,
That's
but I haven't activated it.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. And there we go.
okay. You strike the creature with the halberd, and it seems completely unaffected. Cold just sort of washes out among the flames.
Oh,
I did not remember that from the last time.
that's annoying AF.
I remember that now, but I forgot.
What did it do?
It doesn't
Just
seem to
kind.
care about the halberd.
They're immune to cold.
Well, what about slashing?
You would
Does it?
have to attack with a slashing weapon to find out.
Okay.
The halberd's all cold damage.
Oh, I thought it was stuff plus cold.
Oh, it's been
Uh,
all cold all the time.
all cold all the time.
Hmm.
Okay, good to know. Um, let's see. Then I'm going to use my. Um, oh, that's not going to help me, is it? Son of a biscuit. I was going to use magic weapon as my bonus action, but it's already a magic weapons. That doesn't help me, does it?
Probably not.
You use
Uh,
magic weapon on like a rock.
um,
Bludgeon it.
Yep.
yeah, going to start. Um, wow. Well, she does have the longsword. So, uh, that's gonna take like the other action is pulling out her longsword, isn't it?
So you drop the halberd and pull out your longsword with your bonus,
Okay.
and then use your second attack with that.
Okay. Then I will go ahead and do that. And next time I'll cast magic weapon on it. But there's okay, longsword. That's what I want. Da da da. And attack.
We have
Advantage.
for a certain this. Well, looking at
Okay.
That'll hit.
Does it do anything?
Yeah,
Okay,
chips
good.
off some skull.
this is
The hell?
All right, and
It's not
then
much.
it'll be Rowan's turn after that.
Alright. And we'll start moving towards the rest of the group. And I can't see any further than that, so he'll dodge again.
Rana's go.
Okay. Fine. Oh. It's not letting me move.
Oh, refresh your page
Oh,
after
shit.
the connection drop.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, is it gonna take a minute?
Sorry. I guess it's making me re-log in.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Mine didn't make me log in.
It didn't.
Some
Come
have,
on.
some people have all the luck.
Hello.
We'll hear you.
No, I'm I'm talking to my computer. It's not letting
okay,
me
sorry.
like pick my.
Here, what's it?
Yeah, it's not letting me pick my username.
Strange.
Rana's gonna dash forward until she can see one of them and shoot them twice.
Okay, you want me to roll things then?
Sure.
Just standard attack,
Yeah.
not sharpshooter. That's what I
No,
mean.
no, not yet.
Okay.
It's not letting me. It'll let me pick like these ones down here, but won't let me scroll up to. That doesn't make any sense.
First one's a clear hit. And watch it over. Want to use the Colossus Slayer bonus damage?
Yeah, if they've taken damage.
Oh, it looks like it was on its side. Okay. Pretty clear hits. It's a lot of the skull has been melted away with the acid, but it is still floating around.
Just the first hit?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shoot it again. Or did you already attack twice?
Second attack hits. And I rolled not great.
That was
And
a
it's still
bargain
gonna be
basement
up.
arrow.
Yeah. First one I did well on, so there you go.
That's fine. What was the second roll?
The second attack
Yeah,
was a 15. Die roll was a 3.
15 didn't hit. Okay.
15 did hit.
15 did hit?
Yes.
Yeah, you just did 6 points, a total of 6 points of damage.
On the second attack.
Yeah, 3 on the die.
Oh,
plus
the
your
damage. Oh, the damage rolled poorly.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It looks like Foundry thinks I'm still signed in. The only users that I can try to pick are the ones that aren't signed in right now. So for some reason,
that's the
Foundry thinks
thing.
I'm signed in. So I'm not sure what to do about that.
Okay. Let me see if I can do anything. I don't know if I can, but Tonus, go.
Maybe back to the floor.
I'm gonna run down this hallway. 1, 2, 3.
Try now.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
With extra attack, do they have to be in the same attack action, or can I attack, move, attack?
Attack, move, attack.
I'm gonna swing at this boy right here.
Okay.
With Storm.
That one's flanked, so you can
I
get
need to
your
do the attack roll. not the
advantage.
move roll.
That'll hit.
Sweet. Versatile damage, normal. And then I also get a little bit extra from Absorb Elements.
Oh yeah. Not sure what D6.
Another 6 fire.
It seems not to care about the fire.
Did it care about the other 12?
It cared about some of it. The lightning arcs across the skull ineffectually.
Well, maybe it'll care about
Sub-effectively?
maybe it'll care about force then. Let's try that. That's the wrong button. This is the right button.
Did it seem to care about the acid?
Yes, it
Okay.
melts. That'll hit. And it's got a cracked skull. Both are pretty well and melted and cracked. Teeth have been knocked out. One of their jaws is hanging loosely in the socket. And it is Guff's. Oh, sure you could have gotten there, and Liger could attack if you'd like.
Oh,
2,
yeah, let's do that.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's got enough speed.
Where are his paws? Features. Yeah, here it is.
The end of his club. Anyways,
Haha.
oh yeah,
Just see it.
Got him.
that one crumbles
Nice.
into its constituent parts, and it is Guff's turn.
Okay. Move forward. Kind of peek around in here.
Yep.
Whoa.
So you can see one floating right there.
Char,
Oh,
where'd you go?
okay. What is the thing to make me not attached to the grid again?
Hold shift as you're like when you are moving the token, click shift down and then let go with the mouse. While
Aha,
continuing
okay.
to hold shift.
Just wanted to shift mine over so I'm not blocking Tonist.
Who's standing on top of Althea?
Like that, I guess. I'm a shoot this with an Eldritch Blast.
That'll hit.
Hey, I'm just shooting my next one just to see. Oh,
That also hits.
hey, love to see it.
Okay.
And there's the deeps.
It gets blasted twice, crashing against the wall and rattling around before it rolls and goes down the hole.
Don't rattle me bones.
Wait, what? It goes down the hole?
It stops moving and just sort of floats with the water and gets pulled down.
Oh no.
Big ball corner pocket.
But we is dead. So the Paul, you said 5 o'clock. Is that in 5 minutes for you guys?
Yeah, actually, Tara, we're doing it quarter after, right?
Yeah, I believe. Let me double check when sunset is.
So we may have about another 20 minutes. Let's just double check that number.
Yeah.
I've been muted. Yes, 5 o'clock is in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're looking at when sunset is. 'Cause
Okay,
that's-
so again, this room is relatively
5:19.
19 after. Okay, so relatively small. You've got this large hole going downwards with water pouring into it, crashing below. It sounds like it's quite far below, and in fact, when you look over with your light sources and dark vision, you can't see the bottom.
Johnny, do you want to cast light on a rock and drop it?
I can do that. I will do the let's see how far down this goes with the light source.
Really?
I assume no one has more than 60 feet of dark vision, but I've been wrong before.
Guff might be able to.
Yeah, the character's not here.
No.
Guff, does Ambrose have Devil Sight?
Is that one of the Warlock invocations?
Yep.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I took all of the just stuff to make my Eldritch Blast good.
Gotcha.
Nice. Smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So I use it a lot.
Just 1 second, I'll be right back.
I have a stupid / funny idea.
Hmm.
I took a spell forever ago that I've never had a chance to use that could come in handy here.
Featherfall.
Oh.
I do indeed have Featherfall.
Uh-oh.
I don't
1,
know
2,
if
3,
we
4, 5.
need to go down there. I think
'Cause
we
it-
should. I think we should explore the little tunnel that was off to the left first before
a really-
committing to going down there, because that sounds like it'll be really difficult to get back up.
Yeah, that was my concern too.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
that little tiny tunnel may not be big enough for, oh, say me or Johnny.
Right. So we would want an updated description of that little tiny tunnel and make sure we could all get through it.
Jeez, Ronnie, you sound like me, all yawning and everything. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I mean, Rana and Tonus would probably be able to get through.
But Liger probably wouldn't.
Jacob's not here. Ugh. I'm a little concerned that the flame skull like washed down, because it will be back unless we sprinkle
With reinforcements.
holy water in stronger numbers.
So did I hear someone's dropping a lit rock, a lighted rock down there?
You heard correctly.
Okay. You drop the rock, it falls through the darkness, lighting up its path on the way. You can see that it goes about 80 feet or so before it hits an outcropping of rock and tumbles with the water into this section that's sort of leveled off, and you can see that the hole curves and goes at an angle from that point on.
Where is
Well-
this water coming from?
So you see some inlet from the edge of the wall here underneath,
Okay.
sort of seeping through. And
I have an idea of how to get down and get back up again.
Rope.
Johnny goes, I can craft a rope ladder. It'll
Wow.
take a little bit of time, but I can actually craft a ladder out of rope. Because I don't have enough material to make one out of, say, wood, and I don't want to make one out of metal.
Okay.
But I do like the idea, Rana, of checking the other, getting another eyeball on that other tunnel first before we commit to something deep and potentially lethal.
Right.
I don't suppose that we can bless this little trickle coming in and make it holy.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Darn.
Great
Right.
idea. It
Yeah.
crossed my mind, but it doesn't work that way.
Where's the other pile of former Flame Skull?
that's where Rana's standing.
Oh,
But
okay.
Gadiel will be just sprinkling holy water onto it momentarily.
Okay, great. Well, she'll gesture. And then say the other one went down the hole.
He nods.
Shall we go back?
Um,
Do a more detailed examination of this room, because what I did originally was just a quick look around, and it was, oh look, a big hole.
I'll stand in it. Yeah.
Is there the wall that's to Johnny's south? Is there anything interesting or special about it? Is like looking for loose rocks to see if there's anything beyond it. Like, is this a false wall?
Make an investigation check.
Rana will help out because I was also thinking that looked a little sus.
So advantage or just straight up?
You do it at advantage.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Or thoroughly moving about the wall and checking stones and looking for either things that could be depressed or loosened bits. It's pretty solid. It's roughly hewn, just sort of carved out. It looked like it followed a more or less natural path and was just carved to make it a little bit neater.
Oh, okay. Well, I pronounce this wall solid. He slaps the wall real quick. Just gauntleted hand.
It says ouch. No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't
Mimic!
help.
Wow.
All right. So I'm all for going back and checking the other tunnel first. Does anyone have the other idea and really have a burning desire to go down this hole right now? No? Cool.
Did you throw the rock down with light?
Yeah, I went down about 80 feet,
And then
bounced
it,
off.
yep. Then it
Stop.
tumbled
Sorry, I didn't do that.
with the water. It seems that it sort of went to a sort of natural slide. The tunnel continued at an incline from there.
I do not want to Goonies this thing. Thank you.
Right.
Just thinking the same thing.
Be so fun.
Not at an 80-foot initial drop. No, thank you.
No, that's where everybody who's got 50 feet of rope, we tie them together
Or Featherfall.
and hope we don't.
I think Featherfall only
fail
has one
checks.
target.
It's 5 targets.
Oh, okay.
Do you have it?
I do.
Oh, okay. I
Somebody
mean,
stand
yeah,
behind him.
five people could.
I do have a very important question. If I cast it on Liger while I'm riding Liger, does it count for me too?
No.
Oh no.
So 2 people are staying behind.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to go.
Take all those d6s straight to the groin,
Ooh.
right at the point of contact between you and Liger.
But I am falling at the
That's-
same rate as Liger. So
That's an automatic crit, by the way.
I'm just very confused how it wouldn't also count for me.
So it's I would suggest that you would be weighing Liger down, and it actually would mitigate the effect on Liger, so that he wouldn't be falling at the normal 60 feet, but a bit faster because of Tonist on top.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So me falling would be like pushing. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Damn physics.
And then I'd probably also rule some sort of athletics to stay on top, if you're trying to do that,
Well, I think
Because-
we. Oh, go ahead.
because he'd have some sort of like buoyancy effect, and there'd be a risk of tumbling off while Liger was slowing.
Sure.
I think we want to go check out the other small tunnel first.
Yeah,
And
when
then we'll come back when we hit.
when Ron appeared down it, it looked like it was navigable, but it's very tight. You'd probably need to remove any sort of hard armor to get through.
And-
And it would require quite a bit of squeezing and just contorting in ways that were uncomfortable.
Okay, so Rana will relay that. Does that change anybody's mind? Like, does it look like or from Rana's memory, does it look like everybody could make it through?
With the removal of full plate, and I don't know what else people have.
A Liger.
Gadiel's breastplate.
Would Liger be able to make it through? Because that might be a deal breaker for Tonist. I don't know.
Liger's bigger than me.
I like how it seemed like Liger slid out from another token. Like, here I am. Can
Y'all
Liger make
talk-
it? What are you talking about?
Y'all talking about me?
Liger is. I mean, Liger can move and yeah, he's not like a rigid object. So
I mean, okay.
Okay,
What are we doing
so
with Liger?
He can't squeeze the same way, but he can still like move limbs and stuff.
I'm really not happy with the idea of going into an unknown area unarmored.
Right.
Same.
Because one bad one bad experience and it's wall pizza time, and no thank you.
Do
Oh,
we want to maybe send either Tonist
Mm.
or Rana or maybe Gaz to see what's in the next room? Just to peek, not to engage, and then come back and report?
I can peek.
Yeah, I think Tonist has the best armor out of the group, who's not me and Althea.
I think my AC is the same as
It's up there with mine, right?
Rana. No, mine's 16.
Okay.
God, I can't even get to my.
Well, this is where you take your lives into your hands, folks, and I'm not going to make that decision for you. I don't like the idea, but y'all are grown-ass adults, so
Well,
I volunteered.
Yeah, and Rana's fairly sneaky, so she could probably,
Okay.
I do be sneaking.
sneak down the passage. But if
Just
Tonist
realize-
wants to go, that's fine too.
just realize, friends, that if something bad happens, Althea and I are not going to be able to get to you in any amount of time to be of most use. Just have that in the back of your mind as a, oh yeah, this.
Okay. That's a good point. So Tonist, are you still good with peeking, or do we want to just go
Yeah.
down the hole?
I have an escape plan if need be.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Cool.
He's good.
They added some very cool spells in the new Dragon book, by the way.
Nice.
Honest have one of them.
I do.
Dragon book.
Yep.
Yeah, it's when they just came out.
Fizban's Treasury of Dragons.
Yeah.
Ooh. Got new shenaniganery.
Yes.
Say something.
Pig.
Someone say something about some chicanery,
Charcuterie?
charcuterie. Okay,
Shark-
so
All right, the
Is
next
there-
one to say shenanigans gets pistol whipped.
hey Farva, what's that restaurant you like with all that goofy shit on the walls?
Thank you. I'm glad somebody could come with me on that.
Okay, so who's going?
Tonist.
Where am I going? What am I doing? What did I volunteer for?
Some sort of murder mission?
No.
Oh, my favorite.
Recon. You volunteered for recon because the little tunnel that we want to double check is very small.
Yeah. So you'll be inching your way forward and like twisting down passageways and just sort of spelunking the way God intended.
As gnomes are wont to do.
Is Tonus the only one going?
I think so. Unless Rana could follow him fairly easily. But probably sending just the one person will make a retreat easier. Instead
I
of
mean-
needing to retreat quickly and turning around and there's somebody there and you got to be like, go, go, go.
Ambrose also does have some spells that could make for a quick escape, so I could go with him.
So Tonus and Ambrose. All right.
A dream
So
team.
then at the top there's a second map that you can navigate to. The top navigation bar.
Is there?
There should
Here's for
be.
you.
All I have is Cave 1 and 3 Rivers as my options.
What about now?
Hey, Cave 2.
A second cave.
Oh, you guys were right about that cave 1.
Aw, now this
Cave
makes me think we
Dose,
should
the
all
sequel.
go down. If it's a
Is
second
this where
map.
we entered from?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so after squeezing through, it takes several minutes and it's quite uncomfortable the whole way. You have to sort of squeeze. There's places where you're like, okay, I gotta back up a little bit and then squeeze a different way through. Much easier for Tonist than Ambrose, but
Nah,
it
Ambrose
still
is very
takes
twinkish and lithe.
Very spry.
much harder for Liger than Tonist, but it can be done.
Oh, I was gonna have Liger stay behind.
Much harder for no one.
Fair enough. He is made of metal and is size medium, so he's not
it's a
super
tough,
flexible.
fit. No, not super flexible, but he does have the ability to like move limbs and things. So yeah.
He's Liger, not limber.
Nice. Okay. So when you
Okay.
get out to a more breathable spot, you can the air is muskier. It's not the same sort of clean,
Elon?
yeah, clean
God damn it.
dirt like scent that you've been breathing in, but it's got that stench of death.
I need to make a comment real quick. How is he not sold like a cologne yet? It's just called Musk.
I don't know.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Elon's Musk.
Yep, exactly. That's what it. I don't know. Got Johnny Depp with his sausage cologne.
What?
I know it's Sauvage.
Out here living his best life.
You don't know about his cologne?
No, it's fine. You can tell me about it when Tara and Paul have to leave for.
So yeah, muskier, and you can see that the barren rock is now sort of a dirt floor instead. You can feel the hard rock underneath that, but there's quite a bit of just dirt scattered about the floor. It's not covering it, but it's noticeable.
Ambrose, can you
Oh.
do a cave check?
Do I have a stat for cave?
This
I mean, I could probably do either nature or investigation, I guess.
yeah, give me a nature check.
Can I have advantage because Ambrose is very good at caves?
Yes.
Yeah! Because I've got a -1 to my nature.
Hey,
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
You spot some creepy crawlies on the wall, and you take a
Ooh.
closer look at them, and they don't look like they should be alive.
What does
And in
that
fact,
mean?
it's more like a dead centipede that's crawling around.
Oh, is it like how cave creatures they get all like pale and lose their eyes and stuff? Are they looking all
No, it is not like that. It is more like you're looking at an undead centipede.
okay?
Another thing to note that I forgot is that you went quite a bit downwards in this journey as well.
So let's
Oh,
not
okay,
touch those
so-
if possible.
Yeah, let's avoid that. And okay, I was thinking with the dirt on the ground that might mean we were closer to the surface, but it sounds like we just went a lot deeper.
Mhm. This room is relatively barren, but you do see the passageway leading away, and it slopes downward at that point as well.
All right.
Um. Investigation check of the floor in front of us to see if there's like maybe not necessarily traps, but like if I can see any clear indication of maybe other like maybe holes or
Potential cave hazards.
cave hazards.
Yep, roll them bones. That seems pretty clear. You know, the parts that you can see that aren't covered with bits of dirt or barren rock. Moving a bit of the dirt aside with your foot, you can see that that it's fine as well. Doesn't seem like there's anything to be concerned about
Cool.
aside from the just general existential threat of being down here.
Right.
It's all on.
You're the one with the Nito hammers, so I'll follow you.
And have my passwords be there.
I
Well,
see
we would
a
have
skelly man.
we would have said please don't engage with anything down there and take a quick look and come
Yeah.
back.
As you move forward,
Oh,
you can see a few scattered bones about this room. There's some that are in sort of piles. This guy, for example, is leaning against the wall. He looks like he's just chilling. The other's just lying on the ground.
listen
Um,
closely, skeleton.
A lot more dirt in this area.
Are we sure it's dirt? Isn't it a
I
thing where like worms poop is just basically dirt?
Fertilizer?
all right. We got sunset in like 2 minutes, so we gotta go skedaddle and get this done. Okay.
Okay, and then you're coming back and
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
come back and continue. Sorry about it. Sorry, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Bye.
What are they doing?
You don't see
They
they're
observe
doing something
Hanukkah.
for Hanukkah. Yeah. You don't
Oh.
see any
Oh,
worms in
I know
the
we don't see any
area.
worms, but
The only thing that you can see that are sort of crawling about are, like I said, they look undead, and there's just otherwise regular insects on the walls. Every
feel
once in
like
a while, you'll
if-
see one on the floor.
I feel like if this was anything but dirt, it would, like my nature check would have sent something, right?
I would hope.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So I think this is just a dirty cave. He's been in here with a broom in a while.
Ambrose, if you had a numerical value that equated to your ability at medicinal skills, how high would that be?
You're talking on like
On a scale of
probably
On a
scale of
scale
like
of
1 to 20.
I'm not even sure what it's out of.
I don't
It-
know.
did you say it's on a scale of 1 to 20?
On like a rough scale of like 1 to 20, maybe?
Depending on the particular moment in time.
Yeah, probably depending. I would say it's at about a 11 plus 1.
Mine's a 13 minus 1. Huh.
Oh,
I want to see if there's any clear indications of how this poor fellow died.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a medicine check. Looking over it just quickly though, without doing any sort of check, you can see that some of the bones in the vertebrae are cracked.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Sorry,
okay.
the neck part of the vertebrae. Spine.
The neck
So,
part of the
like,
vertebrae.
is it like
The
without
vertebrae
even
that would be in the neck.
Yes, yeah, I figured out.
like without even needing to do a medicine check, can we tell like this dude's neck was broken more than likely?
Seems that way. Something cracked it.
Either before or after he died, his neck was broken. But...
Yes.
Oh, we've been talking a lot about the floor. What's the ceiling look like?
Looking up, you can
Are
see
there glowworms?
there are not. No, in fact,
Oh.
you have to rely entirely on your dark vision in this area. You can see those. What's the ones that come down from the ceiling? You can see either stalagmites or
Stalactites.
stalactites coming down.
Mites.
But it looks relatively barren. Aside from that, it's hard to see in the far reaches of this room. But if it's anything like the ones above you, it's also clear.
Gotcha.
Also, really quick, just because I know that somebody's going to correct us because we're streaming, it is a stalactite when it's hanging from the ceiling.
It hangs
Nice.
on tightly to the ceiling.
Because they
Gotta hold
hang
on
on
tight.
tight.
I said backwards.
Stalagmites because they look like M's if you have two of them together.
Ooh.
You
Is it
can
on the
see.
ground? I don't know. It might.
Yeah, it might be. The skeletons near you, there's like you can see bits of on the bones themselves, you can see bits of like clothing that was once on them, but they all look like they're in full plate. And then on the far end, this guy over here, there's a very big axe leaning against the wall next to it,
Oh.
like too big for Rowan to hold.
Oh, like Dark Souls boss weapons. Okay.
It's a regular sized skeleton, like it's a potential.
You can
I
see a
wanna say
pile of
human.
bones over there. I mean, without you're what 30 feet away. It's hard to say if they're the right. When you say regular sized, you mean human?
I mean, like approximately 6 to 7 feet tall.
Could be bigger.
Could be bigger.
Yeah,
Like
if you're
the correct
without
proportions for the axe.
without going over there, it's hard to tell. But yeah, it looks like they might be the correct proportions for the axe.
Okay. So
Pretty
large
astute.
man with large axe. Got it.
Yeah. In fact, make a perception check.
Perception.
In fact,
Force there.
looking at it more closely, you can see that the skull has 2 horns coming off of it.
That seems. I don't know what race that would be, but that sounds cool.
Pretty metal.
Like an orc. Is that a thing?
Orcs have horns? I'm not sure if orcs have horns.
Blings. Oops, sorry.
We're back.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, nice.
Like Hayam.
Shalom.
Yeah.
Yay,
So
peace.
so not only is
Mazel
it the
tov? Are we just saying words now?
Shalom
No.
means peace.
Shalom means peace.
Lakaya means to life?
yeah, to life.
Yes.
So not only is it the last night of Hanukkah, it's also the second night of Advent. It's also Krampusnacht, which is part of the German
German tradition?
Christmas traditions. Yeah.
Ooh,
Right.
so
And it is
Krampus.
the 3-year anniversary of my bariatric surgery. So talk about a convergence of just disparate holiday fun. There we go.
This is a very dense night.
It is. I'm tired.
All right.
Good to go.
So yeah, just to catch up, Johnny and Tara, or Paul and Tara, who are gone, went into the cave. Pretty gnarly in here. Found a big room full of bones, and
They're
one
not
of the
there. They don't get to know
skeletons in the
yet.
corner. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we can't get in there without taking off our armor, and I don't think that either one of us is keen on that
Oh,
idea
that's
at
right.
this
That was
point.
the whole thing. Okay. I'm also very tired, as I mentioned earlier.
It's okay.
With that perception check, you also can hear like splashing in the distance, as if water was hitting water,
Splashing in the distance.
As if
echoing
like a
out.
waterfall. Water
Possibly.
hitting water.
Yeah. Coming from down that passageway. It kind of echoes out.
Ooh.
It's very far.
How far would you say? How far away from the rest of the group are we at this point in just like square footage? Guess.
You're probably about 75 to 80 feet.
Okay, we got loads of room then. So I guess Ambrose is gonna go check out that axe really quick.
Oh no.
It's fine.
It's
There's
fine. We're fine.
There's an axe in there. Nice.
Grind.
I'm betting it's enchanted, and you're going to turn into a lich or something like that. Have fun.
No, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna look at it to be very clear.
Uh-huh.
Its haft is very well conditioned. It doesn't look like it's under any sort of wear or tear. The blade itself has a sort of gnarly hook at the bottom part of it.
Ooh. Can I tell, like, for the sake of the mind's eye and stuff, what is it like made out of? And does it have any like kind of scratch marks or anything on it?
Yeah, the haft is probably just wood. The blade itself is this blackish metal. It doesn't
Ooh.
look like it is scratched, but there are bits of like little chips out of the edge.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
cast Detect Magic.
That's a very good call.
Oh, it's oh
Uh,
I cast it on the wrong screen. Oh,
Interesting.
I will do
Oh.
it on the screen.
How does? I mean, I can see it in the chat, so I don't know.
No, I know, but it was having me put down a circle, but it's
Oh.
centered on myself,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
weird.
shouldn't have to put down a circle.
Oh. I think that this forge thing just does that for any spell that has like a radius to it.
Oh, okay.
Lets you like put down the thing so people can see the kind of the diameter.
There's a strong or strong. There's a faint aura of necromancy suffusing the room.
Anything from the axe or from the skeletons themselves?
No. It's quite the radius.
While we are waiting, Johnny's going to use the
So-
Ring of Healing on himself.
So, Tonist,
Yeah.
you have the bag of holding on you, and do you
No.
think the axe would fit?
No to both questions. Well, no, and then a yes.
Oh, okay. All right, come back for you later, Ambrose says, making finger guns at the big axe.
Oh, I don't like the random dice appearing while we're
That was
on a
me.
scouting mission.
Oh, that was Johnny using the
Yeah,
ring of
I
healing.
said I was using my Ring of Healing. That was me. Sorry.
That
not
also
mean-
like activated my fight or flight for a second there.
Did that mean to make you guys nervous? I apologize.
Okay, well,
I'm going to very intentionally be walking behind Ambrose here, but have like my back, like back to back with him.
Okay, so that you can eye the room with the bones in them.
Yep.
yeah, I was about to ask, do we want to go north or south?
North is where we heard the water.
Water is usually a good thing when it comes to caves,
Typically. And if
especially if you're thirsty.
I'm assuming that this passageway will link back up with that other one via the drop.
Oh, very possible. All right, let's check out north, I guess.
Okay.
Because Ambrose is going to kind of just creep along.
Yeah.
Tone is kind of
Um,
back to back.
The dirt seems to lessen in this area as you move away from the bone room. To the right just looks like a sort of dead end. Nothing over there.
To the
As you
left.
can left, yeah. To the right if you're looking at it from the other side. I don't know. As you continue down the passageway, you notice these sort of large grub-like creatures inching along. They're sort of purplish black, and you see like cracks and pus oozing out of them. Like they just
Ooh.
sort of contract in the middle and then push themselves forward, and then contract and push themselves forward, or pull their backside forward and then push. Yeah.
I was about to make a Lion King reference with Ambrose, but I think I'm going to skip that, actually,
They're
now that I get a better
undulating.
description of those
Are you
things.
to be Timon and Pumbaa?
Maybe.
I claim Timon.
Okay, looks like this opens up a little bit wider up ahead.
Yeah. As you enter, you can see quite a bit. And this has continued to slope downward. You see that the ceiling opens up above. As you enter, it just goes up into a darkened area with a lot of bigger stalactites. There's some large boulders sitting in the room that are so high that they obscure vision. You can see that the room continued to slope down towards a waterfront. The water itself I guess you just see black and white, huh? In dark vision. So yeah, that's what you got. Oh, actually, there's light emanating from that area, and you can see
From
that
this
the
area?
water, the water looks kind of brackish and black.
Yeah.
Ew.
Is the source of the light? Do we see the source of the light?
No, it's sort of shine. It seems to be shining from under the water
Oh,
upwards.
so like a rock with light cast on it.
Probably.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
In fact, at this point, Ambrose maybe
I'll mage hand it up.
see it. Yeah, you get to the water's edge, you can see what you think it is, and mage hand it over to you, and it looks very similar to a rock that had the light spell cast upon it minutes earlier. I don't know
Gotcha.
how long light lasts. It used to be an hour, right?
Damn it.
Something like that.
It's
Or until I light
It's
something
like,
else.
Yeah, an hour. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's still lit.
Well, one mystery solved. We now know the bottom of that pit, and I'm glad we didn't jump down it because this water is gross.
It does look gross. You can actually see bits of like dismembered pieces of body in it, in various state of putrefaction.
We're underneath of Three Rivers, aren't we?
Yes.
Why is this here? This town is a plague.
We wiped from that. We shouldn't have told the
We should
undead army
just-
to leave. We should have
Probably
just
on
left
the
ourselves.
Indonesian side at this point, yeah.
We should just raise it and start over at this
Every
point.
house
There's so
we've
much
been to has
wacky
had a
cursed
creepy
shit.
basement full of like giant spiders or
Whatever this place is.
yeah.
You can see
Vampires.
bones in the water. You can also see like a severed arm that is still just beginning to decay. And everything in between.
So not recently, but like semi-recently severed arm.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay, so
You can see more grubs in this area. Still the same sort of purplish black flesh that's cracked and pussy.
I know that there's not really a way. Actually, there kind of is. This might be a nature check for one of us. Can we tell if this water has been here for a while or if it's like a recent addition to the cave? Like, is there clear like weathering signs?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Ooh, that's not a thing that I'm good at. Actually, it
that is
is
something
for
that
some
Ambrose is
reason.
fantastic at.
Bad roll though.
Whoop.
Hey,
I'm good at living.
It seems pretty clear that this has not been here long.
okay.
And
Oh.
what you would expect as far as like erosion just isn't present.
Assumption here is that this flooding is due to the damming of the river. And if this is what I think it is, then they're damming the river with body parts, which is kind of very
Ooh.
on brand. So we should probably return to our compatriots.
Yeah, I mean, we still got a pretty big leash, as far as a returning strategy. So we could go deeper if you want, or we could relay back.
Are you relay? Did you have like a dimension door?
I might.
Okay. Isn't that just you?
No, it's me and believe at least it's me and a willing creature within 5 feet of me
Gotcha.
go through.
Let's hope nothing makes him unwilling.
Yeah, right.
The rest of the party might like to continue
Yeah, there's also that consideration.
discovering the rest of the cave as well.
Ignore that.
Yeah,
If I were to throw a rock, how far could I throw the rock?
Depends on the size of the rock. Like the
Small
one that
rock.
you
like a
typically,
pebble or like
yeah,
Dwayne?
the one that has the light spell on it that you mage handed, you could throw that pretty far.
I want to throw it like
Easily to the other end of the.
yeah, over here.
Okay. Okay. The light sails, or the rock sails over. And it gives us That looks like 20. That bounces off the edge there. You can see that there's
Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's just a hard wall. Okay. Oh nope, there's an opening.
yeah, you can see an opening off to the right there. Let's see. As you move forward, something hits Tona's shoulder and sort of bounces down to the ground. When you look down at it, it looks like a severed finger. It moves.
Ew.
It sort of rights itself as though it were worm-like and starts crawling towards you.
How'd it go?
Roll for initiative.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
I mean, if we can.
It's all right if I have all right initiative.
Yeah.
Alt-right initiative. Oh no, Guff. Come
Wait,
on.
no, not that.
Did my initiative take? Did it do
No.
it?
No.
Unknown
See
combatant.
it.
I'm
My
clicking
favorite
on
character.
myself. There we go.
Unknown combatant. So
It's the picture of it is a broken link.
yeah, that's fun.
That might be my role initially.
Yeah, can you not roll from the combat tracker? Or is it just
From the combat tracker.
yeah, the fist?
No, I don't think so. I would just click initiative on my character sheet.
That's weird.
Yeah, 'cause that 17 was yours, right?
17 was mine, so I guess whatever it is
Oh,
goes
weird.
before me.
Yeah, the 17 was the monster initiative roll.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know what Tona's got.
I thought the 17 was me. Okay, let me try again.
Yeah, it just keeps
Okay,
saying
that's
unknown
fine. Let's
combatant.
try this.
I'm gonna okay. Oh, yeah. There we
Shit.
go. Okay, so as you look down and then probably up, see where it came from, you spy hanging sort of upside down on the ceiling is a creature that has quite a lot of flesh showing, or sorry, rotted flesh showing. It looks down at you with red eyes,
What the fuck is that?
bits of body parts sort of falling out of its mouth as though not
Oh,
unlike
God.
saliva.
Ooh. Is it like an Oogie Boogie but with body parts?
Looks like a dragon,
Yeah.
like a Frankenstein dragon.
I know that literally like just a few sessions ago we fought like snake spiders. So I want that to put that into perspective when I say this is one of the most like viscerally appealing things I've ever seen.
Both of you need to make Constitution saving throws as it
Yeah.
breathes out a just horrendous gout of rotty, fleshy body parts on the two
That's
of you.
unfortunate. Hey,
oh, damn.
Oh, right. That's
You
too
both
many.
save, taking 16 points of necrotic damage each.
okay.
It took 16 on a save?
Yeah.
Would have taken
Okay.
32 on a fail, I think.
As the body parts hit the ground, they sort of form up and rise. And then it is Ambrose's go.
Do the thing.
Yeah, let me double check the rules on this really quick just to make sure.
Oh.
It's my desire to place bring a lot. Just
It works exactly how you want it to work.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Ambrose claps Tonus on the shoulder and says, "Hey, you're a willing creature within 5 feet, right?"
Ah!
Yes.
And then Ambrose's tattoos glow, and you hear him say this in aberration. And then he casts Dimension Door.
Nice.
I should be able to read that, except I'm not there, so never mind.
His get out of jail free card spell is functionally better, but significantly less cool.
You also had a get out of jail free card spell.
I did, but it only works on me.
Oh.
Whoa, what?
Shoved one to the wrong place.
Oh,
Okay.
Switching scenes. Okay.
All right. So moments are, it's roughly 10, 15 minutes after they go down the cave, they just pop up back up in the same room.
Fuck
You guys
that.
would have been. Think over here somewhere.
Hi guys, how was your trip?
Bone, flesh dragon.
A what?
Started out quite pleasant, actually. A lot of freaky looking
beg to
bugs,
differ.
a lot of skeletons, big thing. Very atmospheric, very roomy. In that first room, a lot of good feng shui going on in there. We found the bottom of this, Ambrose says, pointing to the pit. Turns out down there is a meat dragon made of limbs.
Oh,
So gonna need
no.
some heavier hitters if we explore that a bit more.
How about no?
Was there more to explore?
Yes.
Johnny just looks at Rhonda like she's just grown a third head. Meat dragon.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I know, but we haven't found the
No, you're no.
we haven't found the vampire yet.
Meat dragon.
I'm good at fighting dragons. It's like the one thing that I know I can do.
Well, this one is made of meat, so we don't know if it's like a proper dragon. Could be just meat.
Like what type of meat? Like ground round?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
human body parts.
Or more macabre, really.
Okay. Like undead?
Oh, there was definitely
Possibly?
necromancy abound.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is getting less and less yes and more no.
I have a suspicion that the water that we're seeing here is probably due to the damming of the whatever the river is called, the Grecian River.
Mm-hmm.
So the source of that damming could potentially be below us, or be a result of the
Great. Going the way that you went in, is there room in there and a safe enough place for Althea and I to armor up again?
Yeah, I would say so, yes.
Yeah, as far as we could tell, we entered, we had a little bit of space that then opened up into the bone room, and as far as we can tell, there wasn't
Zone.
anything hostile in there, the bone zone. So unless that has changed since we woke up a meat dragon, still gonna stress the fact that there's a meat dragon down there, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
not only Meat Dragon, it did create some little friends of its as well.
Oh yeah, it's breath weapon made dudes, which is a first for me, I must say.
Has Rana heard of anything like what they're describing, Jacob?
So we have.
Like,
I'm
does she know
recapping.
what they're talking about?
Fortunately, no.
Okay.
I'm recapping for Tara because she just got back from having to go deal with something else.
It's like a Jacob special.
Especially, she's like, so we have a meat dragon, an undead meat dragon that breathes body parts and makes other things. But you think that there is room in the initial bone zone chamber for Althea and Johnny to armor up again before we go into something that could potentially be horrifically deadly.
Correct.
Yeah, unless the bone dragon moved, or meat dragon, which granted did look like it could move, but at the very least, at the entrance where we came out, there was a solid portion of cave before we saw anything potentially hostile.
Yeah, I
So
can
we
fight
could
undead,
stand guard.
but I don't think I can fight that much undead effectively by myself.
Well, good thing you won't
Johnny,
be by yourself then.
Johnny looks over at Althea. Althea, what do you
Yeah.
think? Undead dragon made of parts. But that may be the source of this water issue because of a damming that may be happening down in that area.
Oh, can Gwen do her aberration thing? Rana,
could be
whatever.
aberrant.
That's what you know what I meant.
One of
Like
the
my
7
primeval
names
sense?
she's had.
Sure.
Rude. I've only had 2 first names. It's the
Ambrose
last
has
names
had
that
to
keep
make up a
changing.
lot of names. All right.
Ambrose doesn't even have a
Um,
last name.
Um,
He probably does. I just don't know it.
the primeval
Oh,
sense,
yeah.
is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay, what am I looking for?
Aberration. Isn't that? Don't you have a thing that specifically lets you see aberrations?
Aberrations and dragons.
It kind of seemed like both. So
Okay, so
Possibly both or possibly neither.
it's
she'll
either both or neither. Yeah.
Okay, she'll sit down and meditate for about a minute.
Okay, a minute later, you find that there's still a dragon to the northeast, like 3 miles, and just tons of aberrations across the river to the west, and then a few in the city, but none seem to be down here.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's it. She'll relay that.
Is a gibbering mouther not an okay? Interesting. I don't think it's a gibbering mouther, but it was very gibbering mouther-esque.
Okay, I was gonna say gibbering mothers, I believe, are aberrations,
They
but
are indeed aberrations.
Yeah. It was kind of like if you took a gibbering mouther and put it in the shape of a dragon, like
And-
Play-Doh.
And then gave it wings. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, before we go into this, who knows the most about this? Let's make an educated attack if we're going to try and take this thing out, because the halberd was completely useless against the skulls, and I would like to not be completely useless. Thank you.
Well, the skulls
I
are
will
a kind of
say,
special use case.
Yeah, the
Not use
skulls
case,
were a bit special, and as well, the dragon, it used its like breath stuff on us, and it made undead, but it wasn't breathing fire. It was like a noxious kind of goo breath.
There- Actually, when you dimension door, there'd probably still be a bit of sickly stuff on both Tonus and Ambrose. You can see bits of flesh, and where it hit, your flesh had necrosied a bit.
Oh.
So can
Ooh.
Rana tell that looks like necrotic damage?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. She looks to Rowan and Gadiel, and maybe even Gaz, to see if they know, just by what, best description that Tonus and Ambrose can give, see if they know what this thing is and know anything about it.
It's
I'm
simply
guessing
a
no, but
gas
Jacob.
threshold.
I'm guessing no, but would Ron know anything about this?
I mean, it sounds like a dragon that's been brought back from death.
Okay, yeah.
I don't suppose religion or arcana would help Johnny identify what this thing might be.
Might have been a red dragon at one point.
Okay, so
Johnny
most
will
likely.
I'll find that.
I
I mean, we
wonder
can
if
give
we
it a-
can. I wonder if we can persuade it to go and join the undead army in their departure at sundown.
I'm gonna be real, Althea. I do like the taking the peaceful approach. Gonna be real though, it did not seem like the talking type.
It had a lot of mouths for something that didn't want to be the talking type, or it looked like it might have had a lot of mouths.
How
It's
does
true.
I thought dragons just had one mouth?
I might be wrong about that part.
They also tend to not vomit undead, so
They
Yeah, it might
they
be
only
the
s-
dragon.
they only saw it for like 2-3 seconds before they
There's
bounced.
a pair of lips that it threw me right here.
Yep. There you go.
Oh,
Okay, so do we want to like? Oh, really quick. Rana will look to Gadiel and she's like, "You're sure this vampire is here? Do we have to go deeper? What do you think?"
Yes, Ambrose and Tonist, if they saw anything else anywhere else that might have been that could lead to another area.
There was another
specific-
cave that we did not explore. Yes, there was a couple of other caves we didn't explore actually.
once we got down into the Bone Zone cave, there was a there was like a north and a south, and we chose north.
North.
So there is a cavern that we didn't explore. Also, did we mention the big skeleton with the horns on it?
There's
No.
a big skeleton with horns and a cool axe.
That's true. It's a big skeleton with big horns and like a big old axe, like a big hefty boy axe.
It sounds like we should just go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like,
yeah.
it sounds
Johnny's
like
like, really?
we should go. We should obviously we're going to need to re-armor. But let's explore the other cave before we try tackling that thing with the ew.
Now,
Oh, I see
granted,
what you mean. Go
if
south.
if it is truly undead, then it's most likely vulnerable to radiant and holy damage, which means I can be of some effectiveness against it.
Yeah.
So let's just see what
Yeah,
happens.
more than likely.
Gadiel asks, "Did you find grave dirt?"
There was a lot of dirt.
There was a lot of dirt.
He says
Might be grave dirt. What makes grave dirt
he's-
special?
he's confident the vampire is here.
Like a grave dirt, like vampire shag carpeting or something.
Nice.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
Ambrose asks him that, by the way.
Oh,
that wasn't
okay, that's
joking.
literally okay.
Yeah.
They need it to survive.
Oh. So it's like life-giving shag carpet. Neat.
I know some vans like that.
Okay.
right. Leave us go and do the thing.
Do we want to we have me and Tonist squeeze through first again, so that way we can be on the other side, spells and hammers, while Johnny and Althea take off all the big chunky bits of their
no.
gear and squeeze through.
Yeah, Rana will go as well, so that she can like help guard the entrance.
Let's see if I can-
Johnny's going to equip his radiant mace of undead slaying.
Okay.
Specifically.
That's a good
Iconic.
call. That's a really
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah.
How's everybody looking on the old HP front?
I'm down by
Okay.
7.
Perfectly fine.
Breath thing was very uncomfortable for Ambrose, but I'm still above like 50%.
Okay.
Rana's fine.
Johnny's also going to use his Pearl of Power to refresh 1 level 3 spell slot.
Okay. Sounds good. So everyone's going in.
Yeah.
Okay. Begin with Ambrose and Tonist in front. Who's next?
Whoop.
I'm
Probably
going to
Liger,
use second. Yeah, Liger.
and then me, Rana,
Okay. And then
probably Rowan or
Rowan.
Gaz.
okay. So the last through.
You labeled it.
Well, I mean, we're gonna need some people to help us carry our bits of armor through if it's that narrow of a passage.
Sorry, I have
Yeah.
a bag of holding.
Oh,
What a waste
Ooh.
of second wind.
We can just put all the armor in the bag of holding.
okay.
Welcome to Cave 2. Don't touch the walls.
Electric Boogaloo.
touch the walls?
Yeah, if you look over at the walls, you can see bits of you can see like insect-like creatures crawling about.
Gross.
Catching the eye is a uh, spider missing one of its limbs. It doesn't have eyes, and there's like a purplish goop coming from its fangs.
See, now I'm really wishing we had one of those flame skulls. We could direct and make it fireball this room before we came in here. Ugh.
Yeah, as you begin the laborious process of rearming yourself, looks like Ambrose strode forward a bit, and he notes that one of the skeletons is not where it used to be.
Oh shit.
They all look to be in the correct. Oh,
Initiative?
Oh,
No,
I
you
went around the corner.
guys.
Dude, seriously?
That's fine.
How many rounds does it take to armor up? It
10
used to take
minutes.
10. It still takes 10 minutes in 5e?
For heavy armor, yes.
Oh no.
Fabulous.
It's
So,
fine.
what's our AC?
Whatever 10 plus your dex, basically.
Oh my.
Unless
Oh,
you have a
I am
shield.
fucked.
You guys suck. You know that, right?
Yeah.
How
So,
quickly,
so my AC right now is a 13. Thanks.
how quickly did they do this?
Mine's 11.
No, you have
Uh,
equal to my AC.
Actually, I was calling initiative before they moved down, so it's not their fault really.
How quickly did
Um,
this happen?
This would have been you came out before them, so Rowan would have had about half a minute in the chamber.
Okay. Okay. Rowan's armor takes 5 minutes to put on.
Okay.
what if you just do it really quickly?
There's no such thing.
Yeah, it
Can
doesn't work that way.
Can you not like rush putting on armor?
No.
No.
Oh,
You guys are kind of in the same
You
square
can't
there.
use haste.
I guess haste could be done, but
That would
I
just
mean,
probably cut the
that'll
time in
just give you
half,
an
and then you'd be
that
exhausted
just
at the
gives you
end.
1 extra minute of putting on armor, but you'd also be exhausted in the middle of combat. Not gonna help.
Yeah, not.
that's not ideal.
Interesting use of haste, but I would not recommend it. But a really good idea otherwise, yes.
Rana's go. As it sounds like Ambrose and Tonist, I don't know, gasp. I
Okay.
think Ambrose actually said, "Oh no."
As we went around the corner, the entire party definitely heard Ambrose say "fuck" as he saw the skeleton start to move.
We should have taken the axe with us. Then he would have just been punching.
We
The
should've,
skeletons that are
honestly.
in plate are wielding great swords as well. But yeah, taking the axe is an interesting idea.
Oh,
Um,
heavy skeletons.
So Rana will.
Who's gonna do what?
I will go here, I guess. Nope.
There-
Here, and then ready in action to shoot the first thing that comes into view.
Oh no.
They're not heavy skeletons. They're skeleton plus.
Plus what?
I don't know.
Plus size skeletons.
The first one moves close and swings its greatsword at Tonist.
Disadvantage.
Okay. And let me know when I get to shoot it.
You can start shooting it now.
Okay.
Does an
Didn't do
18
much.
hit Tonist?
Shield. So no, it doesn't.
Okay. It swings one more time. That misses.
Oh gosh. I rolled a 23 and a 16.
The 23 hits.
Okay. What did I roll? A 4. Okay. And it hasn't taken damage, so no Colossus Slayer. Okay.
All right, that makes it Gadiel's turn. What's he gonna do? He's
Where
got
did
a
they
sword.
wait?
You watch as the two skeletons move north in the path in the chamber, and the big one moved southwards.
Gotcha.
I wasn't sure if you could see them sliding around.
They just kind of
Oh, I
blipped.
see.
Yeah, they just blipped out the distance.
Skeleton plus. That's funny.
Gadiel moves forward and stabs at the one with his longsword.
Gadiel with the plus 11.
It's just a right. I need to take that off of 19s. That's dumb. Why is it making cool sounds? Okay. And that brings us to Tonist.
I'm
Oh.
swinging my hat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey,
Hey, let's go.
That hits. It attempted to parry your attack, but failed miserably because you did crit.
is that it? Okay. Is parry a reaction?
It's I believe, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Should be a reaction.
Well, it doesn't get two of those.
That's
so.
true. That
18
hits.
hit.
Yep. And it will crumble. I think these are actually. Actually, the first hit killed it. I'm sorry. So you can.
Oh, the
if
first
you-
hit did kill it.
Yeah, I forgot. These things are vulnerable to bludgeoning.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
If that's the
Got
case, then I
dark.
will have.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
bone
assuming that the skeletons that are on the ground are just there, like part of the map.
Yeah, they're part of the map. You don't have to worry about them anymore. You watched as one of the skeletons moved here, and then
Whoa.
it looks like it turned and was ready to strike.
I thought you meant they went north, like they went like up the path north.
So
Oh.
yeah, north in this particular cavern. The big
Gotcha.
one did go down this southern path.
If that, okay, I misunderstood. I would have gone like here,
Yep, that's fair.
and it looks like it's ready to strike.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay right here then.
Okay, Rowan.
Move here. Can't see anything. Yep, that's disrupted.
Honest is looking that way.
Okay.
Oh yeah, can I like bonus action and like say against the wall over there?
Yeah, that's fair.
Talking is free, right? We can just like shout at each
Yeah.
other whenever.
Yeah, you don't have to use a bonus action for that.
I can see one. All right, Rowan
I had a
will
bonus action that wasn't going to get used, so.
mind sliver this one.
Yeah. I want to use my bonus. It will get mind slivered.
Cool.
My brain.
6 damage.
My bean.
Oh, my bean.
4, 5, 6.
And that's it for Rowan.
Okay, Johnny's go. Oh, I haven't been doing on deck. Johnny's go with Ambrose on deck.
All right. So Johnny's going to stop putting on his armor, grab his mace. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Nope. Okay, so there's 25. 30, going to be sharing a space with our good buddy Gaz, apparently. What's in the room?
Right now, so don't worry about these that are on the map. They're part of the map. I can't remove them. So right now you can see basically an empty room. Tonus is looking this way. He's already alerted people that there is a skeleton waiting to strike. And I think can you also see here?
No,
Yes.
that is just out of my viewpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's he's indicated that there's one here,
Okay.
and it's ready. And
This
it's
corner
poised
is
to
really doing a
strike.
number on our visibility.
Yeah, corners are weird.
Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I'm done. Everything I have from this point is what I can see.
Okay. Ambrose's go with Althea on deck.
Right. If I ready an action, can that action happen in the same turn that I ready it?
Like later on in the turn or in the round.
Like if I ready an Eldritch Blast and then I move out into the view of the skeletons, can I say that I ready and like the first skeleton I see I shoot? In case they're like waiting to pounce on me?
I mean, you could, but that's less optimal. You would really just move, and then if you see one, decide, okay, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast, and if you don't see one, then you can ready your action.
Yeah, because
Oh,
remember,
okay.
you don't have to. You don't necessarily have to action for
Yeah.
attack first,
Okay.
as long as
I
it's
was just
within your attack window.
Yeah, trying to be tactical. That's
specifically for the one here, if he's waiting to do like a big like jump swing, if I move deeper into the room, I wanted to see if I could like catch
Hit him
him
first.
with a quick draw. Yeah.
you might be able to.
It's gonna use the
Okay.
pew pew.
Yeah, so Ambrose has like an Eldritch Blast in his hand and he moves out to here.
Okay.
And he shoots this one.
Okay.
Yikes.
That will miss, striking the armor and deflecting off into the wall.
All right, I'm going to try and shoot him again.
I think
That
it's
one. Let me see. This ability works this way.
Pardon me?
it has some kind of ability that
Okay. No. Okay. So yeah, just strike them. You're good.
Does that second one hit?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool.
All right. Slams him backwards into the wall, and they're vulnerable to bludgeoning. So we'll say that does a little bit more damage than it normally would have. And then it is Althea's turn with Rana on deck.
You're muted, honey.
I have one simple question. Johnny, did
Mhm.
you leave the bag of holding with me or is it attached to you?
When we first came in the room, we took all the armor out. That was the first thing we did. Was we brought armor out, and Johnny just stopped putting his armor on, grabbed his mace, and went hunting.
Okay, so we had
You
we,
have
we
armor
had
in front of you.
everything. Oh, okay, I have everything in front of me.
Yes.
God. All right.
The way that I envisioned it is you opened up the bag of holding with all your armor and like rolled it up from the bottom, like people do with bags of chips
No,
at
because
parties,
that-
so that we
no,
could both
because-
reach in.
No.
All right. Any case.
For
Has
God's sake.
anybody called back what the situation is?
Just that there was you heard Tonist give a warning that there's a skeleton poised to strike. In the way Tonist would say it.
There's a big bag of bones here ready to kick someone's ass.
It's fucking
Hey.
Jason and the Argonauts in here.
All right. Another question. If I dash and use my full action, can I the heck is it? Do I still have a bonus action to be able to cast a spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
As long as it's a cantrip, right?
Well, as long as it's a bonus action spell, it doesn't matter if
Right.
it's a cantrip or not.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a
Okay.
would
bonus
the
action
act
spell.
of getting thrown against the wall by the
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
Knock it off its readied action.
Yeah.
No.
5, 10, 15,
Darn.
20, 25, 30.
This is a persistent skeleton.
It's like, I'm gonna stab you.
30,
I'm gonna get you.
45. God. Okay. Because I didn't see that.
Oh,
So 45.
Yeah, so
That's 45?
that's the spot that Tonist was indicating. So if you want to go a different square, that's fine.
Okay, so like go here,
Tebow zone.
except that where is Johnny? see
He's
his-
Hiding under Gaz.
Gaz, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that's 40, that's probably 50.
They were offset
I'm
now.
gonna go 55 and cast Shield of Faith because all I have right now is the longsword and the Resilient Shield
And you're Gambusing.
and Shield of Faith.
Yeah.
So that's gives me 15.
No.
Uh,
All right.
right. So I'm casting that. There we go. Cast spell.
All right. On initiative count 1, you can hear feminine laughter echoing out through the chamber. Really just the whole cave complex. I would try it, but I know I won't be able to do it properly, so I'll just tell you that it's feminine. And followed by a voice that says, "You taste good,"
Thank you.
and it is Ranaska.
I'll be right back.
My AC didn't.
Huh.
What the heck happened here?
Okay. So 5, 10, 15.
That didn't do anything.
I don't see anything.
Tonus is indicating this wall,
Okay.
or that square, as
Twen-
having one.
nope. 20, 25, 30. Ah,
There's one, and there's a second one.
yeah, I can see that too. Okay, then I will try sharpshooting this one. Does it look beefier or harder, like the armor level?
They're wearing full plate.
But is that more or less armor than the first one she shot?
First one had full plate.
Same armor.
Same armor. Sorry. Yes, thank you. So let's try it. I'm gonna try a sharpshooter on this guy.
Same for the head. It doesn't
Yeah.
have
That's what she's
plating
doing.
here.
Okay. Well, it does say aim
think
for
you
the
did
head,
it.
doesn't it? That'll hit.
Cool.
It is wounded.
Sweet. Oops. Okay. Oh, that's a good D8. And then one more.
It is still up.
Oh no, that's not
One
gonna
more.
work.
That will miss.
All right. Well, you can't get them all. So that is that. I think that's her turn. I have a good view of the room from here. So
Skelly Man's move out. One striking at Tonist.
What's it called?
Disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the one.
That will miss.
Yep.
Second attack.
That one came into my threat range, so I get an attack.
Yeah, they both did.
Okay.
Would a 17 hit Tonist?
The 17 hits.
Okay. Which of the two is Althea attacking?
That one.
Okay. All right. So great sword damage on Tonist. 10 points of slashing damage. So it runs you through. Let's get that attack of opportunity.
Right, because I grabbed the shield, so that means I'm using longsword. Damn.
That will miss. And then it swings back at Althea.
Oof.
Yep. Definitely hits me.
For 10 slashing, and the second attack will also hit.
On the backswing.
Or, yeah, the backswing for another 10.
Ouch.
And then the big one comes around out of the southern passage
Holy
and
fuck balls, Batman.
lowers its head and rushes towards Althea. And it tries to give her the horns.
Hook 'em horns. It's from Dallas.
14.
That misses me because I do have Shield of Faith up.
Okay.
And the Resilient Shield. God.
Okay. And then it lifts up its axe and swings at her.
That hits.
Yes. Double check this. Or quite a lot. 25 points of slashing damage from the
Holy
axe.
fuck balls.
Okay.
Sorry, pardon my language, folks, but that's just rough.
It's
Yeah.
It's quite rude.
Skeleton. Minotaur. Oh, that's
Gadiel's
metal as hell.
moves forward, and that one's also. Oh no, that one isn't a plus, is it? Gadiel moves forward and attacks the front skeleton. Oh, why am I keep forgetting to do Bristol for him? And smashes it to bits. Which will bring us to Tonist with Rowan on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna move to here. Dismount. Yeah, can I'm stuck. Shift. How do I
Are you? You're on both of them.
Yes,
And you're
somehow.
trying to get on. Just tried making a square outside of the tokens, and it should.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's my turn again now, so my reaction resets, right?
Yes. Start of your turn.
Liger's reaction also resets. Okay. I'll move to here.
Okay. Provokes from this guy.
Disadvantage.
Mhm.
Because that is Liger's reaction.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
If
And then
he
I'm gonna
have a
swing. Huh?
half a sec, because he attacked you, and there is a
You're
feature.
sentinel.
When a creature within my reach makes an attack against a target other than me, and that target doesn't have the feat Sentinel, I can use. Oh, I've already used my reaction. Never mind. Or is it a new round?
You used your reaction on their turn, and you get your reaction back when you go again. So yours is spent until your next turn.
Okay. All right. Never
But
mind.
good call out nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Branding Smite. And swing with Drang,
Mhm.
because that's the one that does the bludgeoning, I think, right? Let me confirm that real quick.
Is that the one that I made for you?
I think they both do bludgeoning plus the addition.
Oh, you're right. You said there was okay, so it doesn't matter.
Use Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yeah. Yeah, let's just hit with Sturm then. Attack at advantage. 19 is a crit
Nice.
with Drang.
Yeah,
Let's go.
it shows
Okay,
up
it
as
marked it.
green. Yeah.
Versatile crit. Plus Branding Smite. Does Branding Smite get the crit damage too?
Yes, it does.
Let's
Oh.
go.
Oh my
Pretty.
god.
And then I'm gonna swing again.
Yeah.
So that was my first attack. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Althea is harding Tonist so much right now.
Doesn't hit him though.
Heart. Hurting. Yeah.
Oh, and the bludgeoning damage was
Yes, hearting.
quite a lot. Make sure that hits. Okay. So
Dude, his
14
skeleton
on
mother
advantage.
felt that.
So this Minotaur looking thing does not wear armor, and that hits.
Oh shit!
It's just his big bony self. He ain't got no plate.
That's only for 15, but yeah.
How much was the bludgeoning though? Because that's
Only for 15, he says.
doubled. Oh, and I took away all its health. That's cool.
Oh, did I just kill it?
No,
Oh.
I inadvertently took away all its health, so now I have to go back and okay, so it was 44, but 16 of that was bludgeoning.
And then I'm gonna have
Oh.
Liger attack the small skelly man.
Okay,
So the team casts beat down.
that is quite a lot of damage. That will hit. The skelly man is only slightly injured now. Which brings us to Rowan. Skeleton? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. Are you gonna move?
No.
Guys move forward and strikes out at the oh, that must be on one of the okay. Strikes out at the skeleton. I always seem to roll kind of terrible with one of his rolls. Maybe that's what it's like to have a PC. Johnny's good
Wow.
with Ambrose on deck.
All right. From where Johnny's standing,
Mhm.
he's gonna shout out to everybody. Everybody, prepare to get tactical, and he casts Turn Undead. Channel Divinity Turn Undead. So what I need is a saving throw, a DC saving throw 17 Wisdom save from both skeletons in there, from every skeleton it's that I can see. Actually, he's going to step to there. Yeah, so these two jackasses.
Skeletons, known for their wisdom.
Yeah, no, apparently the first one got it, asshole.
No.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
These ones
Okay.
do seem to be known for their wisdom.
Apparently they are. Okay, good. Not a problem.
Oh, it's a Minotaur. I just realized that.
Why'd you say that like a British person?
Yeah, what's got to be like that?
Ambrose's turn with Althea on deck.
Oi!
That was irritating as hell.
Oi!
This guy's
Why'd I go-
voice.
Minotaur in it.
Why they got these minotaurs out in our cave, eh?
Oh, Billy.
How did he even get down here?
Hold on. Bonus action.
Oh.
Spiritual weapon.
Okay.
You love to see it.
He was brought down bone by bone and assembled.
Oh, that makes sense.
Some
Yeah, they got him.
required.
Yeah.
They got him from IKEA.
Yep.
Well,
And he's
then
gonna-
my hits
and-
should have
and-
killed him.
Skeleton IKEA, they hand out big axes.
He's gonna attack the Minotaur with
Okay.
the and no flanking on that, so that's okay.
I'm just making templates.
So
That'll hit.
that he is flanked, but
It is
Spiritual.
flanked. Both boys are flanked. Both members of the
that does
brigade
hit.
are flanked.
Ba-boom.
Okay, some solid damage off of bonus spell. Ambrose's turn with Althea on deck.
Good to go.
Okay. With all this flanking going on, Ambrose is going to Eldritch Blast the little dude.
Okay.
Still get advantage even though it's a ranged attack, right? For them being flanked.
No.
I don't?
No,
Oh, okay.
but that would have hit either way, so we'll just allow it.
We'll
I don't
just
I don't-
roll with
yeah.
it.
Yes, that is exactly what we're doing. Damage?
That was a
Uh,
very long-winded Daedalus joke.
Mm-hmm.
did I cut out for a moment?
No.
No,
Okay.
No,
you're
it
fine.
looks like
Uh,
Guff did.
Ambrose, hit
Oh,
your damage.
he gone.
Oh, he
Yeah.
gone.
Oh no.
Rip Ambrose.
15 die 6, right?
It's dead.
Yay.
The big one?
I feel that he would have wanted the second one on the only remaining enemy in the room.
He is rolling,
seems
so I'm
fair.
going to assume that's correct.
I'm doing this.
Oh, okay.
He's rolling as Ambrose.
10, 15.
We did it.
Doing pretty good.
Pushes 10 feet away, so I guess he has to go
Does
this
it
way.
push it? Oh, okay. Attack of opportunity from Althea.
That's not how those work.
No,
I know.
fortunately.
All right, Althea's
He's
turn.
not flanked anymore.
Althea,
Right, and that's the problem is he's no longer flanked. Damn
Oh.
it.
Does that not trigger attack of opportunity?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
and Althea gets her reaction back now. So even if it had, oh, I guess it could have. If it did, Liger would have gotten it, but sadly, no.
And there's nowhere that I can get to that will flank that thing.
Not without going through its square and getting to there, but that's dangerous. That's a
I
dangerous
wouldn't
proposition.
recommend that hallway.
See, 5, 10. I mean, if I'm skirting around it. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh,
I can get there.
You could get there with exactly 6 squares, yeah.
Yeah, going past
So going.
past Tunis.
Damn it, that's not what I want. I'm sorry. Let me take the target off myself. Seriously? Get back to here, please. Thank you. Yeah, so
Boop,
10.
boop, boop.
Well, 15. 25. 30. That's where I'm going. And now I have flanking on him, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guff, your first hit killed the skeleton, and I figured you would have wanted the second one to go towards the Minotaur.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
Working on getting back into the game right now. It's not agreeing with me.
Oh, you know what?
Seriously? Screw
He's
you.
not
Hippie.
armored though.
Let me refresh. It probably thinks you're still in the game and not letting you join.
He's big and unarmored.
Oh,
The 11 might hit.
That will hit.
Yes.
For reals. Okay.
Yeah. He's
All
got a
right.
dex of 9 and he has no armor.
There's that. And let's attack again.
Yep. That'll do it.
And I don't get a bonus backhand with the longsword, unfortunately.
No.
Um,
I guess you do have a bonus action left if you want to do something.
oh crap. That's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to use Divine Smite on him.
So smite, you hit him, right?
Well, you did
Yes,
hit.
I
Yeah,
hit, I
it would
hit
just
him
be-
twice.
it would
hit
just be
smite
an
his
One
ass.
of them I would be able to use the Divine Smite on.
Yeah, smite his ass.
Big
Can
blessing.
I do it at... No, I don't want to do it at a higher level. Let's just do that. Yes, no?
I don't think
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can. You can. Yep. Yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
That will destroy it.
Yes.
Yes!
let's go. Easy clap.
Does the battle axe drop?
It does. Yeah. He tumbles into a pile of bones, drops the battle axe.
Man, so many just random piles of bones around here.
Yeah.
Johnny,
And
seem-
Althea just kind of sags to her knees.
They
Yeah,
probably
Johnny-
seem a little less random right now.
Johnny unclenches. He goes, somebody secure that axe just in case, please. I'm going to go finish putting my armor on now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Rana, can we have a
Panther friend?
panther friend?
Oh. Sure.
Well, wait. Only 2 of us have taken significant damage. Is there a more
Yeah,
targeted healing spell that somebody could hit us with?
I can use my own on myself.
Gadiel will walk to Tonist and begin intoning your authoritative but calming words as he speaks.
Intona sting?
Ah.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
was thinking it, didn't want to say it.
What's your wisdom, boy?
Lower now for that little pun.
Nice. Tonist regains 34 health.
Hell yeah,
Whoa.
that's exactly how much I have. So
So
That's a
you
lot.
doubled up.
Hey. Love to see it.
feel much better.
Feeling froggy?
Ribbit.
Let's see. If you're feeling froggy, feel free to jump on up here and take your medicine. Baboon?
After a few minutes, everyone gets their armor fully back on and strapped in.
Yeah.
What's the blue square here?
It was a
Spiritual
spiritual
weapon.
weapon.
Ah, gotcha.
Spirit is now gone.
Yeah, it is gone now.
Gadiel unlimbers the long metal tube that he's been lugging around, unwraps it, and holds in his arms. It's not unlike a real life rifle.
Bazooka.
He has a gun?
He seems to have something like a gun. He has a flintlock. Put it in a holster on his hip as well.
Oh, wait, fuck. I have a gun. I just remembered.
Yeah, it made you the blunderbuss, dude.
That would have been very helpful at many points.
Yes, it really would have.
That
Sorry,
thing,
I forgot about it too, man.
that thing murdered the fire sprite.
It did.
Oh, yeah. Well, that
Wait,
guy
okay,
turned
so
out,
okay.
his other dad
Yeah.
turned out to be evil, so don't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, but Ambrose was a mama.
Yeah.
No,
Like
win
3
some, lose
times.
some. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, children win some, lose some.
Mhm.
Wow.
Gosh.
I'll have other kids.
I made one like I made you. I can make one just like you.
What's
If
17
there
more
are-
years?
If there are firearms in the world that I would have been around at some point, I do get that proficiency as well. If
Nice.
it ever matters, but I don't think it will. It might. It's not an option in Foundry.
So,
I
kinda
mean,
looks like
there's
a
a lot of
musket.
customization.
Johnny's gonna ooh and ah over the rifle and says, "Can I inspect that for a moment? I don't want to take it apart. I just want to look at it. Is that all right?"
Let us finish our business here first.
Smart, probably.
Fine, makes sense. See if I. Johnny sulks for a moment and gets over it.
Echoing through the chamber again, that same voice says, "Celestial blood is so wonderful."
Oh, shut up.
We don't have a celestial here, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Althea,
Althea's
right?
and Asimar, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Aye.
she's the one who. Yeah. Yep.
All right. Once we're all healed and armored, Johnny's gonna get his shield out along with his.
Yeah, don't go that way.
mace.
Gaz, that's not a good idea, bud.
Is that where the meat dragon is?
That's the meat dragon
so-
hallway.
North leads to the open cavern where that was like at the bottom of the pit where the meat dragon is. South, don't know. Didn't check. Too busy getting scared by a meat dragon last time we were here.
All right. Is the passage big enough for me and Althea to lead the way?
It looks like a regular hallway.
Would you care for us to lead the way?
You're more than welcome to.
Go
Okay.
for it, homeboy.
Yeah. And then at one point, you would have seen Gaz pick up the Minotaur skull and shove it down his throat. His own throat.
Not even a blink about it.
Homie.
I will pick because
Gaz,
Johnny will pick up the battle axe
Gaz the throat goat.
and put the battle
Yeah.
axe.
I don't-
Johnny will put the brief inspection on the battle axe. Anything specifically of interest about it?
No, it's just a large, built for a large creature.
So
Otherwise,
the metal is nothing special.
Built
No.
Ford tough.
mhm.
Oh, in that case, leave. I'm not gonna waste time taking it with us.
I
The,
did a detect magic earlier and it didn't give off anything.
the
Alright.
Minotaur head, does this look like it should be able to fit in his mouth?
No.
So
None
what,
of the skulls
what
he
is
pulled
that?
out should be able to fit in his mouth.
He
No, I
pulls
know,
a
but, like-
mask.
His
Some-
jaw distends and he
Oh,
shoves
like
it
a
in.
kind of
I'm
like a
imagining
like
it's,
a
uh,
snake.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah,
seen-
or like a moray eel.
or like Jim
Oh.
I'm
Carrey in the
imagining
mask.
it's.
Okay.
I'm imagining it's like an Ed, Ed, and Eddie when they have a jawbreaker in their mouth.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's great.
We're just gonna keep inching forward until we find something of interest.
The dirt gets very thick here to the point where you're no longer able to see the floor of the cavern.
Gadriel, what is this stuff?
He sort of haunches down and picks up a bit between his fingers and sniffs at it, and he says that it's grave dirt. It has
Yeah.
the stench of death.
Okay. That doesn't answer my question.
We're coming up on the vampire's home.
This is dirt from an actual grave.
It's a lot of dirt.
Shag carpet's getting thicker.
He will qualify it by saying multiple graves.
A lot of graves.
Yes.
Should it be Graves dirt then?
Well,
Graves dirts.
grave dirt.
Plural. Oh, Displacer Kitty is still with us. Nice.
He's been tagging along.
Hasn't been helping very much.
Well,
It is a kitten.
Morale. Big mascot.
as Johnny rounds the corner, he begins to see spots with that are lined in stone rectangularly. There's large large floor to ceiling like rocks, boulders, columns really, that obscure vision. The chamber seems to open up and go towards the south quite a bit. from
This
what you can
sounds
see.
exactly like the northern cavern.
It has a similar description. That's true.
Johnny's gonna go there. Ooh, what's that?
Those are
Johnny
very
can see
rectangular.
a creature which has shield and sword. It's skeletal. It doesn't seem to be moving much. Just sort of standing stock still.
And what's
The
this little thing right there?
you can see a patch of blood. It doesn't look dried.
And
Yeah,
is
it
that-
glistens. It
I'm gonna check the
glistens.
ceiling. Oh,
I really hate that effect where when somebody
Yeah,
types in and it zooms.
It's a little odd. The
There's more than one Johnny.
the the stone's chair, you see there's a pile of bones sat atop it as though resting. It doesn't.
Mhm.
The bones are assembled so that it is skeletal, or like a skeleton straight up, not just like piled atop.
Oh, there
Do
there
you
are
want to
armor.
Eldritch Blast that, please?
On it.
Standing across the room, Johnny spies a creature in plate mail, wearing a
Mhm.
crown.
Fantastic.
Blood drips down from the crown across its face and onto its abdomen.
that thing looks metal as hell. Oh, there it goes.
He
It's, by
steps,
the way.
and as you enter the room, he spies each of you. Let's see. Yeah, he does look kind of metal. Huh? Blood drips between the plates of his armor.
Where did the guy that was here go?
We have
He's
officially
right here.
moved into Megadeth album cover territory.
P sells what
He-
who's buying.
He seems gaunt, but not, despite what the picture might indicate. It's not skeletal, but fleshy, just very pale, white flesh. Lips very bright red, vibrant and full.
Okay.
He says, he licks his lips as he looks at Althea,
Ew.
cocks his head to one side. Come to give us a taste.
If standing between you and my friends is what I am destined to do, taste all you like.
Sacred flame.
And as soon as she steps forward and away from her group, she's turning on radiant consumption.
Oh.
Okay. That's a
Yeah,
radius.
it's a 10-foot radius, bright light and dim light for additional 10 feet. End of each of my turns, I and each creature within 10 feet take radiant damage equal to half my level rounded up. So 5. In addition, once on each of my turns, I can deal extra radiant damage to one target when I deal damage to it with an attack or a spell. The extra radiant damage equals my level, so an additional 10. And my first movement is going to put me right there.
Oh, so you're gonna rush him.
Yep.
All right, so I guess we're rolling initiative.
And watch me roll last.
Let me
Why
get
didn't
people
it do the
on the
thing?
initiative before I ask for that.
I was going to say it didn't do the
Blood
thing.
King? Fuck. This is fucking awesome.
I
Oh,
have such a crap
didn't
initiative.
put people on. That's so
Nice.
strange.
Seriously, motherfucker.
What? Son of a bitch.
Did you roll another one? Oh no.
Yes, it was almost the 19, but it just said nope. Fuck you. 1.
Oh my god.
Is that everyone?
So pissed off.
As far as I can tell, Ambrose is not on the tracker.
Okay.
He does not appear to be on the tracker.
Thank you. Give me a 2.
He is now on the
I
tracker.
was kidding. Fuck.
Ask and you shall receive.
You're still ahead of me.
All right. Oh, and it thinks we're in round 3. That's cool. Okay, so that will.
So, question for you: since I had said sacred flame at the same time Althea was talking about using a radiant consumption, do either of us get a surprise attack, or is it no because he sees us
He
there?
knows. He knows you guys are there. As soon as you
Just-
begin to aggress,
Okay.
initiative is called, and
Okay, cool.
so it is Rana's go. I mean, there
Wait.
are cases where that can be done,
Yeah,
but it
This
has
is
to
not
be.
one of them.
Yeah, exactly, because he's watching you. It's like, oh,
Clank,
okay.
clank, clank. Shush.
Yeah.
Clank, clank, clank.
Okay, so Althea's not here yet?
No.
Huh.
No, because that has to be on my turn, which is
Yeah, but
way
I
down the
figured,
order.
Yeah, but I figured that's what started the combat.
Well, she
So
moved.
that would already be done.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Doing things that are gonna be aggressive is what starts combat.
I don't
Which-
like that I can like click on these spats of blood. That seems
worry about
problematic. But okay,
I just
so
needed
if
something
You're
that
the
I
ones who
could move.
threatened
Okay,
us.
that's all.
if they're
I'm gonna cast bitch slap.
if they're clearly going to be aggressive, she's going to shoot this one.
These things they're shielded, and they have just like
Oh, you know
chain
what?
shirts. They have shields and chain shirts. I should say. Guess they would have filed in a little bit
Yes.
more.
Yes.
Okay, that'll hit. That also hits.
That's it. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can go. Can I see more people here? Nope, just still the two. I know there's another guy over here, but I can't see him because of the rock. So
Fair. That is accurate. You can't.
that's
that'll,
it for me.
that'll make it Rowan's turn. You might be muted, maybe. Oh, you're just gone.
Oh, he's probably resetting his phone. If he's told
Yeah.
he's muted and he's not, he resets it.
Ah, I see.
Welcome back.
Still can't hear you.
But you're not showing as muted, so
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah, every so often. Likes to pretend that I'm not connected. All right. Well, I can only, well, I can kind of see two things. Maybe a few more. That's okay. Rowan's going to sliver this thing. Yes.
Oh, initiative count 20. Dang it. Real quick, and you might want to change targets. On initiative count 20, the blooded, plate mailed figure raises his fist and grips, and as he does so, figures start to climb out of some of the graves.
Uh-oh.
This is less than ideal.
Okay.
Oh, I only see one new guy.
Just
You
one
can hear
more.
dirt, yeah. Yep. The other one was
And yeah.
in this area.
Okay.
So if you want to change to that guy, that's fine.
No, I'll do the dude next to Rana.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
And that's his go.
All right. That will make it Gadiel, who strides forward, raises his blunderbuss looking thing, and fires it at the plate mailed figure.
This is my boomstick, you primitive screwheads.
Good one.
Ooh, that's rough. Oh no.
Does it misfire?
No, it doesn't misfire.
Oh, that's
It does. It does look like it just misses though. Just double check. Poor guy. Waited all that time. Yep, sure did. Okay, so fire. The bullet streaks off and hits the back of the cavern, making it his turn. Okay, so he will stride towards Althea instead.
That's in range.
Yep, sure is. So Althea can take an attack of opportunity if she would like.
Actually, I can't because I've got the shield and the sword right now. So he's not in my range.
Oh, you didn't switch back to halberd? Okay.
No, well, yeah, because the last thing with when I couldn't use the resilient shield,
Yep.
or sorry, the resilient shield's what saved my life a little bit ago.
Okay, that's fair.
And I haven't switched back, so.
All right.
So it
He
goes.
swings his glaive at Althea.
Damn.
25 will hit, I believe.
Yes, it will. Even with the shield and everything.
Okay. Come on, finish rolling. So he swings, slashes her for 3 points of slashing damage and 6 points of necrotic. Oh wait, that's How am I reading this? It doesn't look right. Okay, I'm sorry. 12 points of slashing damage and 6 points of necrotic. Large, just buckets of blood drip from her, or spill out of her onto the floor.
Hang on. I am resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so that'll be 3 from the necrotic, giving you 15 total instead of 18. And then he steps forward and into her threat. It looks like he's about to slash at Ambrose now.
Mm-hmm. So is it so do I get to slash at him, or am I waiting for his attack?
You can attack him if you want. With your attack for opportunity. Yep.
Nope.
Okay. So he swings at Ambrose.
Nope.
Missing.
Well, wait. Ambrose, what is your AC?
My armor class is 13.
It's fine. He rolled a 1, so
Okay.
a couple of the others move in for the attack. A couple attacking Gadiel, a couple on Rana and Ambrose. One attacks Rana. Does a 23, and then one on Ambrose. Misses.
Yeah,
Man,
right
this
on.
is
Oh my
Ambrose
God.
day. The one that attacks Rana hits for 9.
Bros is ducking and weaving through skeletons like it's the Matrix.
Oh wait, it's
Oof.
actually.
Crit on Gadiel. Okay. So one slashes Gadiel pretty viciously, and that brings us to guys. Gotta kill off some of these NPCs.
No, my brother.
I'll finish Althea's, or I'll finish his turn on in silence as Althea goes. Well, semi-silence because those dice are probably not silent.
I feel like we're about to re-see that Minotaur skull.
So you're what happened with Gaz? Is he-
Gaz moves forward and he strikes this one twice, which
Okay.
destroys it.
Jacob was joking about killing off NPCs.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
So I
All
said,
right.
no, my
right.
brother.
It's Althea's turn with Tonus on deck.
What is that bloody patch?
It's a patch of blood.
That's your blood.
Yeah, this one is your blood. As when
Thanks.
he splashed you with the glaive, quite a lot came out and splattered the ground.
Charming.
Like seemingly more than should have.
More than you would expect.
Okay.
That's not good at all. Okay. Well. Yeah, she's still what she has in mind is radiant consumption, so that's what even though it's probably going to either kill me or something.
Can we get an AoE bubble on her for radiant consumption?
Like a 10-foot radius
Yep.
thingy that shows how things are bad in her area.
Yeah.
You get near
Does
her.
that also hurt us?
Yep.
Yes.
It hurts
Oh.
you, it hurts me, it hurts everyone in its space, but she's angry. And
Didn't know.
unfortunately, that's what I stated at the beginning of the combat. So that's I have to play to it.
Well, that's pretty.
Painful.
Painful, yes. So let's see. And now since it is my turn, here we go with the longsword. And there's no advantage, but I doubt that hits because he's
No,
armored.
he's in plate. So that will miss.
Fuck me. It still does. The radiant still does damage. Oh, look at that. And it does that much damage to both of us.
Oh.
So it does damage to Mr. Armor, regardless. But it did damage to me too.
Each within 10 feet take equal to half your level. Okay.
Oh, so do I take 5 or did?
You both
Wait.
take 5. And then the 10 damage is when you hit, you can add that on.
Okay, never mind. So I'm at 99, not 90.
And that will bring us to Tonist with Ambrose on deck.
How much HP do you have? Like normally?
About a
I'm
few.
I have
Just
a
a little bit.
special thing going on right now.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
1, 2. I need a boy.
My boy.
1, 2. Can I pass through their square? What happens if I pass through their square?
Boy.
Nothing?
Which square? The lit square or the enemy square? You can just pass through the light instead. The light. Oh, but that would put you in range of the guy. That's not good. I think it's just double movement. I'll have to look into
Okay,
it.
so I had enough movement. Okay, if that's the case, then I will
Somehow that's come up twice
swing.
this session.
Huh?
Somehow moving through squares has come up twice this session, so I'll have to just look at the
Oh,
rule.
I didn't mean to do that twice.
Not you. I can get rid of one of this.
Honest, you might not have flanking.
Yeah, you don't have flanking. Rana has a bow and Ambrose is unarmed.
No, my
Shit.
fists are deadly weapons.
Mhm.
So
Um,
Both of those would have hit. Yeah, both of those would have hit, so you're
okay,
fine.
I didn't realize. Okay, well, I'm already here, so because that would have changed my whole shtick.
Oh,
I did not realize that.
yep. I mean, things like that happen. So
Well,
you
both
hit.
did anyway. So
Okay. That will damage it significantly, but it is still up.
okay, I'll just swing it again. Never mind. Maybe.
That will miss. Yeah, these guys have shields and chainmail or chain
Let's
shirts.
give it a try, liar.
He gave you the option.
Okay, that'll hit. All right, it is just hanging on to the barest semblance of life. It is Ambrose's go with Johnny on deck.
Ah, fuck. I literally spent my entire time on deck just looking for any spell I have that isn't some kind of AoE bullshit, and all of them are.
Just right as Ambrose is about to figure out what he's doing, just supernaturally quickly, the armored figure moves here.
Sentinel. And he can't even get it. He provokes opportunity attack even if he took disengage.
Okay.
Not that it matters because I'm probably not going to be able to hit him, but whatever.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
All right, then we've got that plus a divine smite.
It gets the 10 extra damage from
Plus the, yes,
Consumption from
10
radiant
extra
damage.
damage from radiant consumption.
That has to be done on your turn. The
Really?
damage. Yeah, that's what it says. On each of your turns, you can add to one target. Yeah.
So if I hit him,
It just means you can't do it on an attack of opportunity.
that doesn't seem right, but okay. And whenever I hit a creature with an opportunity attack, its speed drops to 0 for the rest of its turn.
Yep.
Stops any movement it may have been taking.
Okay. Yep. So that we'll just revert. He stays there, and it is still Ambrose's go. Let me look up radiant consumption because I was just reading it off of your stats in Forge. So I'll just double check that real quick because that's kind of an important one to know right now. But
Okay.
yep, Ambrose's.
So is the Blood King or whatever we're calling this guy, does he have any like, was he mind slivered or is he getting any like disadvantage to saving rolls on the radiant stuff or anything?
No.
No, this one
yeah,
was mine slivered.
Ah, okay. In that case, do I have any cantrips?
Do you have any cantrips? You have the best cantrip in the game.
I know, but it's a ranged
Yeah, I know.
attack and I get disadvantage because everything's right on my dick.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't realize that's what it said in the description.
What, you get disadvantage if it's on your dick?
Yeah.
It was a joke.
I gotta say that I'm typically at disadvantage in those moments.
Usually. Oh. Actually, there's this. I am going to cast Acid Splash on this fella.
Okay.
So I need a Dex save from him.
Ooh.
With
That's
Not a
Yeah,
thing that exists on skeletons.
That's their best save,
Is it really?
Is it really?
usually. He does have a -4.
Oh, thank God.
yeah, so he got a 4.
Okay.
Oh, he's an undead fighter. He's not a skeleton.
That's correct.
Oh my. And really quick,
he's
let me
a
just
fight
double check
raider.
Acid Splash. That are within 5 feet of each other, a target must. So since he, okay, so Acid Splash, I can also choose one other creature within 5 feet of that creature. Does that other creature also get
Dex
the
save, yeah.
damage just automatically, or do they have to save?
It's a save, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't save, so they both take 8.
Yep.
Is
Oh,
it 8 or is it
that guy
separate?
dies.
Oh, never mind. Yay!
Yeah, Acid Splash is just damage. There's no wacky tobacco effects. Oh, he died. Sick. Or left. I don't know. I didn't see.
He died.
died.
He took
Okay,
acid.
sick. So yeah, that'll be Ambrose's turn. That's probably
Johnny's go with
That-
Rana on deck.
All
was
right,
Ambrose's pocket sand moment.
Johnny is going to attack that dude with his Mace of Divine Ass Kicking.
Flanking.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on radiant consumption differing. I don't have the source book. I'm just looking on websites.
Radiant Mace of Undead Sling is what you. Oh, sorry, you're talking about the Radiant Consumption thing. Sorry.
Yeah. You can make your attacks. It's fine. Yeah, it just
Get
is
in flanking.
once on each of your turns. Gadiel actually has his boomstick out, so he does not provide flanking right now.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Calling it the boomstick.
Poor Tonus.
The mechanic that never matters suddenly matters on everybody that we're near.
Everybody has range.
That'll miss.
Second attack.
Yep. That'll hit.
I thought about going to that 7.
It teased it.
Oof.
But wait, there's more.
Is it only a D6 for a mace?
It's Radiant.
Might be coded wrong. Let's see.
It says bludgeoning. I'm
Yeah,
confused.
maces are D6s. Okay.
And there's already so yeah, it's all radiant damage against this thing.
Okay. With a mighty wallop, it seems to be doubly effective. Bringing us to Rana with a Rowan on deck. Oh, it's one should
Rana is going to use Turn Undead.
Turn around.
I've never used that before, so what do I?
There's
I've been
not-
trying to figure it out. There's
It's
no
a-
button to click, right?
There is actually. The stat itself, the whatever the ability gives you it tells you what the save is,
Of
but
course.
it passed the save, so nothing happens.
Well, there should be another one. Oh, the fucker gets advantage.
Oh, he's very wise.
All right, well that sucks, but that's her turn, I think. With action.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
is
there's
it-
a bonus action.
It's every undead within your line of sight,
Right, which I believe is only 2.
yes.
which is why Johnny isn't using his.
Bonus actions. As a concentration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Shield of Faith. What's the other one that I wanted to? Oh, they're both concentration. Never mind. So I'm done. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, I am going to pull out my rapier. She pulls out her rapier. So that she's providing flanking.
Nice.
You're providing flanking with a rock, though.
Well, whatever.
Take a single step to the right.
Yeah. Onto. Oh wait, like here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now your whole face.
Okay. Quite speedily, the plate mailed creature claws at Althea.
That is a legendary action, is what that says right there.
Wait, so he's like doing multiple actions just whenever the hell he wants to?
We are in his lair.
He must do that. Well, okay. So just a little rule side. He can. Legendary actions typically only monster only have 3 when they have them. They can only take legendary actions at the end of another creature's turn, and they reset at the beginning of their turn.
So how many
Weird,
legendary
okay.
actions does he have per turn? Because this would be his second.
3.
It's 3.
And they reset at the beginning of each of his turns.
So he gets 3 per turn.
Damn, how do I get some of that action?
Become dungeon boss.
Become a legendary boss, yeah.
I will work
Like
on
a
that.
dragon.
Which means that this is the big bad of this cave, not the flesh dragon.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, this is the Blood King, not the Blood Queen.
Yeah, we still have a queen.
Okay.
We heard a female
Oh,
I thought we were looking for a vampire, not whatever this
voice.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
We haven't found that vampire yet.
he
I thought
claws
this guy
Althea
was a
for
vampire.
16 necrotic.
She's resistant.
She is resistant. And then it is
So
Rowan's go.
so that makes it 8.
Yes, makes it 8.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Rowan's gonna try and mind sliver this guy, which
Which one?
likely to be less effective. The king.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Can't
use
mind sliver the
advantage.
king. You can mind sliver the king.
Yeah, that's right, fucker.
Let's go.
Misty, step on over here.
So at the end of Rowan's turn, he's going to turn and claw Althea again.
Does this guy know he has the halberd? Why are you using claws?
He does,
The
but
action is the claw.
yes. So legendary actions
Oh.
are specific actions as well. He can't just do anything.
Oh, okay. It's not just any attack. It's specifically he has to claw at her.
Yeah,
Oh.
claw. Move is another one. It's possible he has a third.
You're making it
It's
really sound like
possible
he has a third.
yes.
Yeah, and since she has the shield up instead of the halberd, that one misses.
Yes. Okay. Gadiel steps there, drops his musket, and pulls out his flintlock, firing it at the king. The man who would be king, maybe.
He chose to get out of flanking?
He wasn't
Well, he
flanking.
doesn't. He didn't have a. He has a ranged weapon, anyways.
Dang it, never mind. I'm just gonna stop asking about
Mm-hmm.
flanking.
Blank.
It's rough.
All right.
Daniel, why did we bring you here?
Yeah, I don't know. He's just sad. He drops his flintlock, steps back, pulls out his longsword, and slashes at the undead fighter. There you go. Now he's flanking.
Yay.
He did
Hey,
it.
let's go.
Okay. All right. So it now has moved again. Let's just double check. Sentinel.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sentinel just says for
the
the
rest of
remainder of the turn,
Right.
which that round ended, and I've used my reaction, so I can't take it again.
Actually, if it's just that turn, then he could try to move again later in the round on
Yeah, and when it goes up to the top. Okay, so he doesn't like being in Burning Light, so he will leave the Burning Light.
Since
that's
I
problematic.
Fuck, never mind.
And then he will swing at Ambrose and see if Ambrose still is lucky. Oh, he has advantage. Probably not. That is the least lucky I've seen in a bit.
Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events.
All right, so he hits Ambrose for 39.
Okay.
Does Ambrose's top half slide off of Ambrose's bottom half?
Not so much, no. And
Okay.
then he swings at Rana.
Who does?
This guy.
What?
He's got a glaive.
He's got a pole arm. So he's got
Okay.
an extra 5 feet of range.
Wait, hold on. How do you know you hit?
25.
You didn't hit. I have a 16.
Okay, so Rana takes 15 necrotic.
No, I have what? Oh, 25. Sorry, I was
Or
looking at the
15 total.
damage. My bad.
Bits of blood spill out from her.
Damn it. I was trying really hard to not have that happen to me. Did you say I take 15?
Yes.
Wonderful.
The undead continue to strike at.
Sorry,
Are you
my
gonna
mic
mitigate
wasn't.
some?
My mic wasn't coming through. Yeah, I am.
You're
All of it.
you're
Nice.
blocking all of it?
Yeah, I don't have a choice to block how much I want. It's just all or nothing. Well,
Oops,
it's as
I
much as I
just-
can until it
I
runs
got rid
out.
of all
Yeah.
of my health. I think I was at 16. Oh, wait, no, not 69. 67?
Rana took no damage there, so there's no little blood thing just in case that
Becomes a problem later.
becomes a problem later.
I'm just doing this for fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Gaz strikes
Funsies.
twice more at the guy between Gadiel and Johnny, as the guy between Gadiel and Johnny missed Johnny, and the one next to Tonus missed Tonus. And then it is Althea's turn. That's not a lot. Okay, he's still up.
All right. I don't like this, but I'm dropping sword and shield and pulling the glaive. I'm sorry, Ambrose.
That's a
Well,
choice you're making right there. Is
yes,
what you're
I
doing.
am.
Yeah.
But the thing is, all 3 of you are going to take damage.
Let's see if how that affects my 20 HP I have right now.
It should only take off like 5.
I think it's going to take off a bit, yeah.
All right, I'm targeting El Blood King.
We got a definite article.
Do you have an inspiration point? Don't forget, if you have one, you can use it.
No, I haven't been given one, so
Okay.
there's the button, and that fails.
Wow.
And attacking with this one again, and failing again.
Damn it.
So everybody takes 5 points of damage, including me.
Boy.
Tonus,
Sorry.
go with Ambrose on deck.
Ambrose is
Okay,
on
I
something.
I just have kind of like a question.
Okay.
Is Ambrose able to hold a knife but also cast spells with his other hand?
Are you gonna give him a knife?
You can hold this dick.
Hey, Ambrose, we're gonna get you a
Wow.
knife.
Dagger. Just give him a dagger.
I have a whip, I guess. Does that count?
Yeah,
Do you have it equipped?
weapon.
It's probably just like on my hip. I don't exactly have a lot of pocket space with all this robe action going on.
It's a very packed robe. We're gonna get you a dagger at some point.
Yeah, I would appreciate it, honestly.
Okay, I'm gonna go boop, boop, boop. Take the opportunity.
No, if you're here, Gaz gives you a flanking
Does
weapon
he?
thing. Yeah.
Oh, I will not take the opportunity then. I will swing my hammer at the guy with another branding smite attached to it.
Okay.
Attributes. What? It's inventory. Attack advantage.
What?
Did I do? Yeah. Okay, that was versatile. I think. So
Light.
yeah.
Okay.
Do I notice any extra damage from the radiant?
No. In fact, the worst news is that well, not the worst. Worse. It does less damage than you hoped for.
Interesting.
He seems resistant.
And
This undead
then
fucker is resistant to radiant.
He's resistant to turning as well. Well, resistant as advantage against.
What if he's just like a really big like Kiss fan and he's just good at makeup or something?
That'll hit. That seemed to do damage. The most.
did the
damage.
lightning do anything less, or was it normal?
It did less, yeah.
So okay, good to know. Liger, do your thing.
That'll hit. Okay. At the end of Tona's turn, he will claw at Ambrose.
Why?
Disadvantage. He's within 5 feet of Liger.
20,
Doesn't matter at all.
which will
Sweet.
deal 18 damage.
He's alive.
Nope.
Oh, actually, you know what? He was
Hang on.
flanked, so that would have just been a straight roll with the
Oh.
disadvantage.
Yeah, you're right.
And
Hold on. Ignore him being in that square, counting blood pools.
Yeah. because
Oh,
he is
sick.
within my reach and made an attack against a target other than me, I can use my reaction to make an attack against him.
Are you referring to the sentinel feet?
Yes.
I believe that one says when it's within 5 feet.
When
Not
a
within your
creature
reach.
within my reach, and I have the 10-foot reach right now.
I believe it's within your reach on D&D Beyond. I've never seen it on another source say that. Everywhere else I've looked at says within 5 feet.
All right.
It says it in all the books and everything I've seen.
Maybe there's a rata. That's another thing that I'm going to look at. But
There was,
a
but it was
polar
for like
master thing?
the metal line and not for that one.
okay. We'll look at that right now. Ambrose is down, so he needs to make a death saving throw.
Yep. How do I do that on this system? I don't-
You should be able to. There's a button that says death saves, and you click
there we
that.
go.
It's under attributes. Yeah.
There we go. Hey.
I think that's a pass. Yeah.
Yep, that's a pass. Okay. He will reach out, and as you watch the blood that's pooled around his general area flows towards
No.
him and absorbs into him.
That's it.
As you watch that, yep, he heals a bit.
God damn it.
Just gonna get rid of these ones. Is there one under you? Probably not. No.
It's like playing the cup game with our tokens.
And yeah, and then it is Johnny's go.
All right. Johnny's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Oh, thank God.
So, and it's going to be Althea, Ambrose, Tunist, Rana, and that's what, 4. It's going to also be our good buddy over here, whose name I can never remember,
Okay.
Gadiel,
Deal?
and then myself is number 6.
Cool. Go ahead and roll them bones.
Can you heal me because I cannot see you?
You don't have to. You're in 30 feet of me. You're fine.
Okay.
Boom! Headshot. 17 points to everybody.
Oh, you'll love to see it. So Ambrose is back up now, right?
Yeah, he's got health, and he'll be up on his turn, which makes
Which is
it.
a long time from now.
Yeah, Rana's go.
Do I have
Great.
with this thing?
You
Or
have
sorry,
what?
flanking with Althea. Oh, never mind. I'm just gonna cast protection from evil and good on myself, undead.
If you move to the right, you'd have flanking, I think.
You don't have to specify with protection from evil and good. It's all of them at once.
Oh, I thought it's a.
Nope. It's all of
one
them.
is protected against certain types of creatures.
Yeah.
Although the
Oh,
specified
I
one.
assumed you had to pick one.
Nope. That's why
Okay.
it's evil and good, not
From
or.
good.
Yep, and that makes
mu-
it
How
Rowan's
much
go.
longer, guys? How much longer are we going? Because
We are a bit. Wait.
Oh, shit.
We were
I didn't
trying to
realize.
finish the combat, but it
Yeah.
is taking a while.
Tara and I have another obligation in like 10 minutes, in like 5 minutes.
Oof.
Oh well, we won't finish
Okay.
in 5.
Yeah, we're not gonna finish in 5. So
Guild meeting, honey. Are we gonna do it or not? Yeah, they won't care if we're a little late, so we can keep rolling if you need to.
Okay, well then Rana's done. That's her turn.
all right, yeah, well, I'll try to get this wrapped up as
Okay,
soon as
Oh.
possible.
Yes,
Rowan
that's
will-
her turn.
Round will cast the Earthen Grasp.
Okay.
On the king.
All right.
Oh my God, yes.
Ooh, it's rough.
That's not right. So can I get a strength save from him?
Sure.
I'm sorry, Jacob. Do I have flanking for
What a
this guy?
beefcake.
That's-
Yes, you do have
Okay.
flanking for that.
Rana, how's your health? Because I can't see your token.
Rana's health is fine.
Okay, so it's just Ambrose is sucking wind right now.
Yeah.
Ambrose has a lot of holes in him.
Oh, I probably should have cast protection on him.
By the way, that
Honestly.
circle was my healing, just so you know.
Yep.
Oh, it's nifty.
Oh.
A big circle.
I don't know where. Was it this? Let's get rid of that.
Thank you.
Who's Gadiel fighting? Gadiel, not Gadiel.
He's trying to fight he has advantage. He's trying to fight the thing between Johnny and him.
Guff, what do you call a vampire slayer that likes to kiss boys?
Nice.
Oh,
I think
no.
you just thought of this joke.
I don't know. What do you call a vampire slayer? Like
Gadiel, because being gay does not to be part of your identity.
Oh, that's true.
There you go. Good job.
But also Gadiel.
Mm.
Wow. And he vanished, actually.
So did anybody else see the dice going absolutely crazy when it hit the corner?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so he will peer around at how things are going. They seem to be going
No.
great. So he will swing away. Are they
Oh, I
going
thought
to
he was
be-
running away. I was supposed to be mad.
No. He'll never run away. He'll
Jacob's NPCs never run.
first he'll Misty Step away.
Oh. I'm
He
so
bursts
proud.
into a cloud of bats and reforms next to Johnny.
He's the vampire.
They swarm across and over here. He swings at Johnny. It's actually going to be here instead. Twice. 24.
Second one will hit.
Striking Johnny for 17, of which 4 is necrotic.
All right, I'll take it.
And then it is Gaz's go. I was just over here. No. Althea's turn. Gaz is going to strike twice at the king.
Oh, don't want target it. That's dumb. Sorry, I have keep having to switch things on here. Where the heck is this
Turn off
bastard?
the night light.
You watched the bats fly in this general direction.
Okay, so that was 10. That's 20. Yeah. And I go there. And actually, can I get where I'm not going to hurt Johnny? I don't want to hurt them.
That would do it.
All right. Come on.
Okay. Wow.
Unbelievable. 2 full turns. All right. Well, we both take 5 points of radiant. Unbelievable.
And Tonus's go with Ambrose on deck.
I'm gonna take a pop down here. And then tear this man asunder.
Okay. Yep, that's 11. And he's still up.
I shall continue to tear.
Rip and tear.
That'll hit. And he is still up.
Fliger will continue the act of tearing.
Rip and tear. And okay, that will almost certainly kill him. He's dead.
Yay!
Again.
Thank
He's
you.
dead again.
1, 2. So I still have 6 squares of movement.
Yes, you do still have 6 squares of movement.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait. Sorry, 4. Am I getting hit by her here?
Not yet. No. There's fine.
I'll
You're
just leave
1
it there.
square off.
Okay. At the end of Tona's turn, the Blood King looks around and then will attempt to dash away. Depending on if Althea
Pretty
hits him.
bad idea by this guy.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wow.
Unreal. This is just.
Does
oh,
wait, does
100%
Gaz get an opportunity with the whip?
Yeah. Good call.
I have Warcaster. Can I get one?
No.
It pass within your range.
Ambrose is also in the room. Can I get one?
No.
I'm wearing pink today.
Well,
Can I
that
get?
just says 210. That's not it. No, 10. Pink doesn't do it. It is Ambrose's go.
I really liked that line where you had him
Yeah.
run right through the middle of all of us. What happened to that one?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it was not what he did. There was a momentary flash, and then it was gone.
So, quick question about inspiration. If I use inspiration as I cast a spell that has a save associated with it, like creature has to make X save, does the inspiration make that creature have disadvantage on the save?
No.
If
You can only
only.
affect yourself with inspiration.
Damn, but I'm casting the spell really hard.
Yeah. No.
Mm. Okay. In that case, Ambrose is gonna kind of saunter over and lean against that rock and wipe blood from his chin and look very pissed. And then everybody's the hair on the back of everybody's necks kind of stands up with static electricity as he fires a lightning bolt at King.
He's resistant to lightning.
Fine.
I don't care. Ambrose is pissed.
Okay, fair enough.
We don't.
uh,
Oh, do you know that he's resistant to lightning?
He
Yes.
saves. That doesn't look right.
I don't know how to
That-
turn it, and it just gave me a line to set down somewhere.
That's fine. Okay.
The
so-
perpendicular lightning bolt.
all right. So roll them bones.
That would be fantastic. So
Does he take damage if he's resistant and saves?
He does. It's just not going to be much.
you
Half
know,
and half again.
Roll.
That's
Half and
still
half again.
decent.
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
That's what, 11? 10?
10.
10. Yeah. At the end of Ambrose's turn, he continues along his path,
No.
making it Johnny's go.
Which way did he go?
Down and to the right. His form is beginning to shift into bats again.
For some reason, I can't get. What the fuck? I really hate this system.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to move.
Okay. Are you on the toolbar? Are you on token controls in the square?
I have no fucking clue. Sorry, pardon my language, but I'm just getting really frustrated with this thing.
Yep. Top left of the screen.
Yeah.
Token character control or token control is the man silhouette, and then
Yeah, I know. I've got that, but I'm stuck on another thing. Like right now, I'm stuck on ruler. I can't get rid of it.
Okay, so go up 2 from the ruler, and you have that square that has pieces out of the middles.
Yeah.
Click on that.
Thank you. There's 30.
Okay.
I can see him.
Yep.
Flame strike.
Ooh. Wait, is that the one I think it is?
Probably. I have a feeling that he's about to choose to succeed.
No.
Oh, no, he just succeeds.
God damn it! But he still takes half damage.
Yeah.
Choose to succeed. It's my least favorite legendary action ever.
What, choosing to succeed?
Yes.
that's
it's
actually a
bullshit.
thing. That's not a bit.
No.
No, that's not a bit.
Oh wow. You just choose to do that,
Like,
huh? That's
is that legendary resistance?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not even one of their legendary actions.
It's just broken.
So
Ron,
frustrating.
let's go.
That one's limited to number of times per day, though.
Yes, it is.
okay. So it's not like the
here's
claw where you can just do
30.
it. That's
Yeah,
good.
correct. It's 3 times per day. They can be like,
So
no.
This, I think, 30. All right,
Yeah.
I can see
you'd
him.
you'd have a clearer shot because you've got this big rock in the way if you just stop like here.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Well, nobody gets cover from me, so like the
Okay, well then shoot around rocks, I guess.
Well, I'm just saying, like half
Like
cover,
what?
3/4 cover. Rana
Yeah.
ignores that now because of the
Yeah,
sharpshooter.
sharpshooter.
So I will shoot him.
That is one of the most threatening things I've ever heard you say. Just nobody gets cover from me.
Well, total cover still works.
Total cover still works.
Oh, okay. You can't like over-penetrate walls now.
No, unfortunately. Please work.
Rana's got wall
God
hack.
damn it.
First one hits, second one misses.
Of course.
Brings us to Rowan.
No, wait. I'm gonna use
Flash
Flash
of
of
Genius.
Flash of Genius. Add 3 to that 15.
Okay. Rowan's turn.
No, does the 18 hit?
No,
The 18 doesn't hit.
no, he's in plate mail.
Fuck.
All right.
But I mean, good try. That's a smart thing to do, because he's about to bounce.
Oh, there he is.
Blue
Trying
skidoo,
so
we can
hard to
Ah.
make sure he doesn't bounce.
I don't know if Rowan has anything he can do.
Not from this distance. I just can't. I can barely see him. Like he is literally at the edge of my vision.
Can you give Rana a chance to attack again?
I wish.
That's not a thing in this game, sorry.
Gadiel picks up his flintlock, begins reloading it,
That's a
and he turns into mist and disappears down the passage.
Shit.
And that's where we'll end it. All right, that was quite a bit over. Sorry, it took you past another meeting thing that you had.
It's all good. We had to take a break for Hanukkah, so it's okay. Completely understand.
Oh my goodness.
Next time you can venture down the North Passage and see what happens.
Yes, because Dragon Bits, that's so much fun.
North Passage. There's a place
Honestly,
down here.
Oh yeah, you can
We
do
could
that
follow
too.
him.
Yeah, you could
Based
see
on
about
our
that.
experience, I think I would rather go against the meat dragon than that guy. That guy's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm down to 1 level 3 spell, level 2s and level 1s, and
Man,
cantrips.
imagine having spell slots. Can't be me.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm about to come heal you. Next thing I can do. I'm gonna give you some healing, bro.
Oh, well, actually, Rana was going to take care of that.
Okay.
Well, she's going to do some. It
Yeah.
probably won't be a lot. But
Well,
anyway.
Ambrose is really hurting. I might
we'll-
need
we'll
both
heal
of
him up.
you. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say.
No, we'll heal you up, bro. We got you.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
you got me. I trust
Later
you.
on, guys.
See
All right,
ya.
have a good
one,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Oh,
Bye.
shit. Okay.